Hello, everyone. Hi, the podcast is
Hey.
back. Matt is back for the first time in 48 episodes.
It's been 84 years.
But yes, glad to have him back.
And don't
Hopefully
worry,
it'll be
you
more
guys
often.
will hear the reason why it's been 48 episodes very fast.
Yeah, but all right. Before we start, I have to put something up. That's going to stay up for the majority of the show.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
So, let's talk about our weeks here. Matt, since you're back here, why aren't you letting me do the thing with the... Oh, because that's why you're doing that. Matt, how was your week? It wouldn't let me grab past the comments thing. I couldn't grab the thing.
This is like, you guys remember Google Hangouts to where, like, you could either
God.
leave Google Hangouts to where, like, whoever's talking it would go to, or you would, like, click you want to listen to?
Yes.
My first, like, professional podcast I did on Take 3, I obviously, like all of us, used Google Hangouts, and there was an episode to where, unfortunately, I had to make it audio only because I realized after the fact I had clicked my box and never unclicked it, so the whole time it was me in the big screen and my friend in the small little square, and I'm like,
God.
oh no. My week has been really interesting. Let's see. I mean, work is a joy. It's fun. Isn't it for all of us?
Oh,
I got to
yes.
hang out with my nephew today, which is always fun. And he has a little people Superman toy, and that he used to call man, now he calls super. If I could just get to two, but
Oh, you're close.
I ended up teaching him that Superman says up, up, and away, and then I would pick him up and I
Aw.
ran him
Nice.
around the living room humming the John Williams theme. And then before he left, he had Superman. He was going up, up. So I am
Nice.
slowly turning him into a nerd. Speaking of
Nice.
Superman, me and Brock really bonded this weekend over Superman.
We did.
You think? But speaking of Superman, I'm going to my second viewing tomorrow, and I'm so excited because this is one of those movies to where, like, I had, like, the big brunt of, like, seeing it for the first time, but now talking with some friends, listening to some friends' thoughts, like, I'm just really excited to enjoy this movie tomorrow, like, because now, like, I know everything, and there's so many moments I'm looking forward to, and that's about it, because it's Tuesday, so not really much of
Well,
a week I
we're
had,
we're
but-
we're used to having ourselves from the previous podcast all the way
Oh,
through. So,
yeah,
like,
well, I mean, I guess I could start from the beginning. Where was I 48 episodes ago? God.
all right, Bree. So
Previously on Zeroing Out.
back in
Well,
2021.
a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. It's been a pretty, like, easygoing week for me. I've been working on this stupid, like, Mythic Quest specs script for a writing program that's, like, not happening now, but I'm like, I need to finish this. So, been working on that the last few days. Finally got it to script form. Got about, like, 10 pages done. So, kind of kudos for me. Just doing stuff with the doggo. Release the Sharktopus Part 2 episode of Lake Crab on Sunday. And then I have another episode coming out on the 1st, and that's kind of like my weird little birthday present to myself, like for my birthday weekend. And then, Brock, I thought you would find this interesting because you keep talking about Five Guys. I'm going to do that for my birthday.
Nice.
So,
You're the
yeah,
best.
I know. Because I'm like, there's one right by me, but I was like, I don't know. But I was like, you know what? Yeah, fuck it, it's my birthday. I'm not doing anything big, so had that planned for the next couple of weeks. And the other thing that I'm doing, and luckily I have this right here, finally gonna try to get into this bad boy a little bit more. Excellent book, highly recommend it. Has interviews with a lot of awesome screenwriters. It's a bit of an older book, but been reading that. And then the other part of my week is what we'll talk about later. Brock knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Oh, I have to bring it up something got said in our private chat. I'm pretty sure it's a joke that someone won't make, but I'll make it. I love making one of our younger workers uncomfortable whenever they're going around us, because we would be talking on like Paycheck Fridays. We will go and get Five Guys and be like, yeah, I think Friday's a good time to get Five Guys, and my mouth will just walk out the door. Then this like 19-year-old girl's just like, why do you have to say it like that? I'm like, cause I can.
Nothing like 5 greasy guys on a Friday night, am I right?
Yeah, just a bunch of oily guys.
I think I found a place where I belong, finally.
Come on.
Not zeroing out. No, 5 guys on a Friday
Five Guys.
night.
Hey, both work. Well, like, also that, and like, people give me shit because Five Guys is expensive. Like, A, it's good. And then I went with the same group of people that would give me shit about Five Guys being expensive, and they went to McDonald's, and I'm going along with them. And one of them got a large fry, large sandwich, large drink, and it came out to like $17. I'm like,
For McDonald's?
I get a duffel bag worth of fries for $2 less than that.
Isn't all fast food expensive now? Isn't that the weird thing? Remember when that used to be when we were all growing up? That was like the cheap option was like, oh yeah, you get McDonald's. Now it's like,
Yeah,
Remember
yeah,
the
like
dollar
McDonald's is on
McDonald's is
par
like
with
the
some like
like
2-star
fucking Panera.
restaurants.
Like what the shit?
Remember the dollar menu?
I was there 3,000 years ago.
And like McDonald's
ago.
isn't even really that good anymore. So I'm like,
No.
fuck.
It's not.
Yeah, but they just brought back the snack wrap, so they're
Ooh.
growing.
Yeah, I'm getting there. So yeah, this week was interesting. Of course, coming back to work after vacation kind of sucks
Oh, it's
because
the worst.
you're doing a bunch of catch up, and I took yesterday off as well
Nice.
because it was my dad's birthday, and we made him chicken corn bleu for dinner.
Ooh, nice.
And then over the weekend, this would have been my 4th time seeing Superman. I really love that movie, and
Oh, it's great.
I've just become obsessed with talking about that movie everywhere across social media. Threads is like kind of become the hotspot for.
I haven't
this
really
movie.
gotten into Threads. I have it. It's like Blue Sky. It's like I have it, and yet I'm still on the social media that he who must not be named
Formerly
owns,
known as
and so I'm just waiting until that one shuts down, and then I'll have to get really involved in all the other ones.
Yeah, right now, Threads is like number 2. Twitter's still it's still up there because that's just where everyone is now.
Yes. Absolutely.
Blue Sky has trailed far below that.
Yeah, Blue Sky was like the one that everyone was like, "Oh, this is where we're moving to" for like 3 months, and then it was like, "Oh, Blue Sky."
Remember when you had to get codes to get in, and now anyone will go?
Yeah, I gave you your
You
code,
did.
Brock.
You did. I was going to bring that up. I'm like, I got Blue Sky because you, and now I don't use it.
And Maggie gave me Blue Sky, so.
All right. Kiona?
It's been a week. We did a couple of podcasts, a couple of the Superman one, and then we did the Alan Wake one, Brock and I and
Yes.
Josh. So that was
That'll be
fun.
uploaded tomorrow.
Yeah, other than that, it's just been kind of business as usual. Nothing much going on.
Not much has gone on in my life. We're going to talk about the main thing that I did since we watched this podcast last, because I had the most pleasant surprise movie, I think, of the past like 4 years that I watched and like fell head over heels in love with. So, but we're going to talk about that because we've been wanting to talk about this podcast for a while, and I finally just saw it. Other than that, playing Pal World again, been doing a whole lot of that. I mowed my lawn, so that was exciting.
Ooh.
I
Fancy.
adult.
I've been playing Once Human.
I
I've been
also
playing
mowed
that
my
again.
lawn last week. Isn't it fun being an adult? That those are the things where you're like, what a good week. I got that lawn mowed. And
How-
not on a simulator. On a real lawn.
You are the lawnmower man.
Oh,
How
I'm Pierce Brosnan. Yay.
is Once Human treating you, Kiona?
It blue screened my computer today.
Oh, fun!
Is that known
did.
to happen?
I don't know. It's been causing some havoc, let me tell you. I think it's one of the more poorly optimized games out there, so play at your own peril.
Roblox destroyed my family desktop. So thanks to my brother.
It was
for having to play
fine though.
that.
It just took a restart and it was fine after. But it was just
Okay.
just a weird thing.
Yikes.
Weird thing.
Now is that because I'm not really a gamer? Is that like an official game or one of these like fan?
It's official, but it's just
No, because there's like this fan
It's
Star
live
Wars
service.
game that I play, but it's like a fan creation and it crashes all the time. But I'm like,
Yeah.
one dude working on it, so it's like I can't really complain.
It's live service and it's NetEase,
Oh, okay.
so I don't expect things to get much better when it comes to that.
Yeah.
But you know, it's fine.
Yeah.
I've had a few things happen, so I'm just keeping an eye on it. But for the most part, it's okay. It's just today it was in like a ever since they updated it and they added in some like larger boss enemies and stuff like that, then it's been kind of acting up a little bit, I noticed.
Gotcha. Yeah,
Anyway.
that can happen. All right.
Yeah.
So now we have the buy or sell section, which I'm really happy that we actually had another AMC movie talker come in and be very happy at the fact that John Campea stole it from Around the Horn and then I stole it from John Campea.
It was me. I was
What's up,
so
Umbreon?
because that was
Hello,
like that
Umbreon.
was when I got into college and I because I missed the AMC days. I discovered Collider Movie Talk, and it was just like there's people who just they get paid to. That was like my dream when I graduated college was to go and work for Collider. Thankfully, it didn't happen because I would have had a job for like a year or two before I
if
lost
even
it.
if even that.
If even.
If even.
But yeah, no, it was just when I saw that I was like, oh my god, this is I had to tell everybody in the group chat, just like, oh, this is so nice.
Alrighty, let's get into some of the topics. Mike, buy or sell that Michael Waldron is now working on the script for Avengers Doomsday, which is shooting.
I buy ?
Wow,
Like,
that
no,
sounded
here- no, here's-
reassuring,
here's the-
Mike.
No, here's the thing. He was attached originally back when this was Avengers Kang Dynasty. Then he was replaced with, I think, Stephen McFeely.
Okay.
And now he's back doing rewrites. So I guess he's never getting off this project anytime soon.
Rip him.
I just before we forget it, I love how Mike said that with the exact same energy of I'm Ron Burgundy.
Yes.
That's exactly what I was going for.
All right. I'm going to assume this person put this in here. So Kiona, buy or maybe you didn't put this in here. I did.
I
Not.
did not
that
put
was
anything
me.
in there.
Did you put it? Oh, okay. That would have been Mike. But nope, that's not what I wanted. We're gonna try this again, but with the button that I want to press. Screen share.
Nope.
That's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted.
Later.
That's not what I wanted. Remove. That's not what I wanted. Add to stage. There we go. Kiona, buy or sell the first look at Legends of Vox Machina, the new spin-off series that they're doing.
Ooh. I think it looks really cool. Yeah, I definitely buy it. I'm excited for it. Vox Machina, of course, is really good. Mighty Nine. I haven't watched them play through campaign 2, so it's going to be new to me. But yeah, I'm interested for sure. Character designs look great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they look fantastic. So don't put it in there. He did not. Yeah, nice. No, that it looks good. I am quite excited about that. I need to finish Vox Machina still because I kind of just stopped for no real good apparent reason. It just kind of happened. Alrighty. Where do I want to go on this? Where do I want to do this? I guess I'm going to say if I buy or sell or not the fact that a live action Assassin's Creed has been greenlit at Netflix and the runners from Westworld and Halo are going to be show running it.
Woo!
I have to laugh because the showrunner of Halo's name is David Weiner. Because I'm a child. But I will say I'm going to slightly buy it because the beginning of Westworld was great and David Weiner is not the writer of the Halo series.
Yeah, he's just a producer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
no,
slightly okay
I
with
just,
that.
because originally I sent this to you just because that combination, even though from the looks of it, they weren't responsible for those specific choices that were made, and like some of like Westworld also was because of the not the current merger, like the merger before. Oh God, fucking Warner Brothers.
Don't worry about it. They'll get through their 5th one and they'll get their shit together.
Isn't it like their 6th at this point?
It might be.
We lost track back in
I
'67.
don't know at this point. Matt, buy or sell that tickets for Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey in IMAX 70mm is up 1 year in advance.
Well, you can't buy because they're sold out.
Oh my
god.
Yep.
I mean, that's when I saw that, I was on vacation and I'm just like, I'm on Twitter and I see, and I'm like, it's one of those things to where like, because you know, there's all of these like, there's discussing film, and it's like, oh, that's not the real one you see, and so you can't always tell. And then I'm like, saw it in a couple different places. I'm like, really? I'm like, all right. I mean, I guess I think if anything, and I don't know if it was Christopher Nolan who wanted to do it or the studio, but like if it was Christopher Nolan, that's a pretty like, look at me, I can sell out a movie before we're even done making it. Like,
yeah, it's
you
kind
had
of nuts.
like you had the teaser, which was like really a teaser, which I was all for. I was like, oh, I love that you don't even show Odysseus. Like, I'm like, that's awesome. Like, it's just a teaser. And so I do agree. Yeah, nobody can make Nolan do anything. So it was Nolan just like, I want to do this, and
Yeah.
I think that's really cool. I don't like what it's led to, which is the fact that from what I've heard, scalpers bought tickets and are now secondhand selling them. I think that's awful because...
Oh yeah, no, that's bullshit.
Especially for people like, so I'm not an IMAX person because I can't wear the glasses. I can't do real 3D the same thing. Like I just get headaches, which is why I love that Dolby is effect, because I get a nice big screen and sound and not have to have any peripheral shit. But I know Nolan is like, I mean, not that he's one of the originators of IMAX, but like with Dark Knight and stuff, he was one of the guys who really brought it into the mainstream.
Yeah, he's popularized.
Like, he popularized IMAX, and so like I know for if you're a Nolan, like he's your guy, you go and see IMAX, and so it sucks thinking that there are some fans who either won't be able to see it opening day in IMAX, or if they really want to, are going to have to pay these outrageous scalper prices to go and see it. And that's
ridiculous.
Awful. That's terrible.
I mean,
absolutely.
I do think there was a legit reason for why they did this, because a lot of the more traditional, like regular film IMAXs have been slowly phased out. So there's more limited that can actually run it in the full like 70mm. So it also might be they're trying to see like, okay, demand wise, how long should we like have our booked window?
Well, it's also just like, if you want to talk about marketing, talk about, we sold out opening day in IMAX and the movie's not anywhere close to being released. Like that's a pretty cool like earliest sellout for a movie I've ever heard, you know, like that's
and
also
they're still filming too.
Yeah, they're still making this thing, man. This is like in the Black Friday trilogy when Cartman is telling he's telling Kyle, he's like, don't believe pre-orders. You're just paying for something that a bunch of assholes haven't finished making.
You're not wrong. You aren't wrong.
Yeah, I mean, look, yeah, people do. I've heard of that. They cross state lines to see Nolan movies in IMAX if their local theater does not have IMAX. Like, he's like, they're like the peanut butter and jelly of like a filmmaker in a format, or like Nolan IMAX.
Yes.
Still won't see one of his movies in IMAX, but you know.
Oh, I get you.
Yeah, I'm still so pissed that the one Dome IMAX that was like within an hour of me like shut down because Dome IMAXs are becoming a thing of the past and they're super expensive to maintain.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you've ever seen like a film on like a Dome IMAX, it is the most trippiest shit ever.
Oh, I bet. I don't
I
doubt
mean,
it.
I don't think I've saw one since like I went to the planetarium when I was 5, but
That's the only IMAX film I've
that was
ever seen.
cool.
It's one of those freaking planetarium things. I've never seen an actual movie. in
Which
IMAX.
that also is crazy to think that like IMAX has been around that, but it used to be like for stuff like that. Like it used to be for like planetariums and like documentaries and things like that, and now it's like, oh no, it's in like movie theaters. It's a little insane.
Yeah, I remember the one like movie that I saw on like a dome IMAX was like the 2002 release of The Lion King, which watching that on a dome is like so weird and trippy.
Oh,
I don't even want to think about what Mufasa's death scene looked like.
Oh,
Dome.
it was fucking
Ugh.
sick.
Oh man.
Can
Well,
make
that's
that
like,
whatever
I mean,
way
I
you want.
love, and that's the thing I love about these different formats, and for different people, they can get like that, like an IMAX Pro on Dome. That was like for me being a Dolby person when I saw The Godfather, the 50th anniversary release, because one of the big things about Dolby is moving audio. The scene when Michael kills the cop and the other guy, you actually, there's the elevated train, and you actually heard it going over your head. And
Yeah,
it just immersed you
it's
into
so
the scene
cool.
so much more because you felt like you were in that restaurant. Oh
I-
man,
I
I
know.
love being here and talking with people because, like, in my normal life, I say these things to people and they're like, "What are you talking about, Matt?"
Yeah, I mean, I love IMAX, but honestly, after seeing like The Way of Water, I've slowly become more of an Atmos, girly with Dolby, which is like kind of insane because the one like big theater, the IMAX and the Dolby are like right across from each other. But the only downside is where the Dolby is now, that used to be the 170mm screen. So, wah.
All right, moving on. Mike, buy or sell that? Apparently, Mr. Fantastic will be the leader of the Avengers in both movies.
You know what? I actually buy this. I still want to actually see Fantastic Four first before I like really know how I feel about Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards, but in concept alone, I can buy this.
Absolutely.
So did you
Yeah.
see the one recent reporter article about that they gave the 94 cast cameos in First Steps?
Yeah, I heard that, and I hope it's true because
Yeah,
I
same.
feel so bad for those people.
I know,
if you-
because you watch it, it's like the movie itself actually like isn't bad.
as a big Fantastic Four comics fan, out of the movies we have, it's probably
I know it's that's the
closest to a
only
Fantastic Four
on-screen
movie I
accurate Doctor Doom, which is insane.
But you also, if you look into that movie, and I haven't seen the documentary, but it came out a couple of years ago, they made about it, but like, Broderick Corman did not tell anyone making that movie that like he was doing it just to maintain the rights. They paid their way to go to San Diego Comic-Con to promote the movie and all this stuff, only to find out that, oh yeah, no, we're never releasing this.
Yeah, because AVI Red just said it might ruin the Marvel image, which
Yeah, that guy should really tell what's ruining the Marvel image. Yeah. Wasn't he the guy who wanted a Dazzler movie for the longest time? Yeah, okay, sure. Yeah, sure, buddy. Ah, man, that guy. He has an Oscar now for doing nothing on Into the Spider-Verse.
incredible.
Hey, man.
Seeing him up there with, like, Phil Lord and Chris Mara, I was like, oh my god.
Gotta get your stuff.
Which, for those of you who don't know, Avi Arad is like this guy who, back when Marvel was having really bad financial problems and they were just selling off all their properties left, right, and center, he bought a ton of them and now is like a name-only producer on like Spider-Man and X-Men and Fantastic. Like, he doesn't do anything in these projects, but because he owns some bit of this stuff, he just gets to like win Oscars because of Into the Spider-Verse. He's also funny to watch in like 2002, like Tobey Maguire Spider-Man like press stuff, because you're like, dude, Sam Raimi did all of this. You did nothing. And they're like, yeah, we were trying to figure out the best way to do the Spider-Man. It's like, do anything.
People gotta get credit where they can get it. All right.
It's true. I'm just glad that the MCU thankfully, when Stan Lee passed away, then we're like, let's start getting Abby Arrett cameos in this stuff. Thank God, because I don't want to see that guy. Except getting you know what? If he gets crushed by Galactus, I would gladly watch that in Fantastic Four
Same.
First Steps.
I would as well. All right, Bree, buy or sell the first look at the Supergirl poster. If it loads.
No, it's loaded. I like it. Has kind of like more schoolgirl vibes, looking like they're going a little bit different directions, and it's like weird. It's like, wow. An actual poster, like an illustration.
Umbreon, man, you got to try a little bit harder to think of something else because there's other stuff that has a drink and a graffiti in it.
Oh,
No,
that's
I'm
the
just,
joke
it's
I
like
wanna make,
weird.
but I
It's
can't
like,
do it.
wow, an actual, not shit Photoshop job. God, when was
Yes.
the last time I saw one of these fuckers?
It's been a while.
Yes,
It's been a
absolutely.
minute.
I like
Been a
it. I think it
while.
shows. I think it shows exactly who this version of Kara is,
Yeah.
and yeah, and I think it's a good hint as to where her characterization is going to be.
Yeah, I think
I like
think-
hot messes, so I like her.
I mean, she
Like I
seems
said on the
like,
Supergirl podcast, on the
a
Superman
gun.
podcast, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, she looks like the gun version of Supergirl, like what I would imagine, a little bit more edge than, the CW
Mhm.
show, which, is fine. It's like, whatever. I don't care.
Oh,
but
God.
I mean, it leads into the, like, which I think if you saw the end of Superman, like, a very, like, non-conformist, like, yeah, I don't want to do what Clark's doing over there. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, even, like, the idea of, like, the poster is, like, someone has made this great image for Superman, like, look up, and she's just like, no.
I'm not him. Sorry.
I remember
Yeah.
I liked the Supergirl show when it first aired and stuff, and I kind of, like, I liked all the CW shows and everything, but
I
it
mean,
just
it-
got to the point where, like, a stiff talking to could like calm down a villain. You know what I mean? Like,
mean,
like
looks-
all you needed to do was just like yell at them a little bit, or not
Just
even
let her
yell,
be
just talk to
gay.
them.
Harrison Ford's wife was in the first season, so you know it's good.
But still, they should have let her
No.
be gay.
Yes,
They
I
should've.
Wasn't?
They should have.
Anyway.
Sure.
I liked the show, but it's what I said on that Superman podcast that was Superman with a skirt on.
So I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I watched like the pilot of season 1. I watched the episode when Flash came over. Then I watched nothing else season 1. I watched the opening 2-parter just because of Superman, and then the only Supergirl episodes I watched for the remainder were the episodes I had to watch for the crossovers. That was it. I never really. It's nothing against her. It was just like, aside from the Flash, I didn't watch any of them. Well, Superman and Lois exists outside of that. The Arrowverse stuff, I never, except for Flash, got into any of that stuff. And I would only watch the other shows when I had to see how Elseworlds or Crisis on Earth X or Crisis on Infinite Earths happened out. Which, by the way, Crisis on Earth X is still fantastic. And every once in a while, I do binge those episodes. That was probably the best crossover they did.
yeah.
Because Crisis on Infinite Earths, the first 3 episodes were fantastic, but then the latter half kind of faltered for me.
Hmm,
Whereas Crisis on Earth X was great the whole way through.
agreed.
There was so
I
much
feel like-
Ghost Pringle. There was so much TV at the time. Like I had to pick and choose my battles, and I had to rewatch Night Court.
I feel like it was really bold of them to think that they could do a Crisis on Infinite Earths on a TV budget.
Yeah, no, it was crazy,
Yeah,
It did feel like they
Like,
had a
maybe
lot
but
of-
shouldn't
it
have.
vindicated Brandon Routh, so I would always
it
thank
did.
it for
It
that.
did do that.
'Cause
There
he
were some
was-
cool moments.
Yeah, he was, because it's funny, we talked about this on the Superman podcast, that like it proved that like he was always a really good choice for Superman. It was just the writing in Superman Returns that failed him.
I still like the film for what it is.
I like bits and pieces of it, but I like him in it.
Yeah, love him in it. Yeah.
He's great. Yeah, it's just yeah, Bosworth.
Yeah.
Hi guys, welcome to Matt Talks About Superman. Which is just hey, Matt's normal life.
All right, Brock.
All
What
right,
else we got?
All right. We have Kiona, buy or sell Mortal Kombat 2's first trailer. Well, first off, buy or sell the Caged Fury trailer, and then the Mortal Kombat 2 trailer.
Dude, the Caged Fury trailer,
That was so fucking
that was
good.
insanely funny
Just perfect.
because it was so bad. It was so bad. I didn't realize. So like this was the thing when Carl Urban was announced. I didn't realize that. Oh yeah, he's not a martial artist. He's not like going to be good at that shit. So like this is it's going to be an experience. But you know, I think the trailer itself looks good. I don't know that I'm super into it or super enthused by it, unlike a lot of people. But I think it looks good. I think it looks all right. I'm definitely gonna see it.
I'm gonna be honest, as someone who is a Johnny Cage main in Mortal Kombat, that Cage Fury trailer was so amazing. I loved it.
I mean,
It was
Okay.
everything I wanted. I was like, because again, I'm a Johnny Cage person, so when Carl Urban got announced, I was like, is he gonna be good? Because bless me, I can't remember the actor's name, but the guy who played him in the '95 movie played him to such a perfect T that I was
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
Lyndon Ashby.
Which is why I love in Mortal Kombat 11, you were able to buy DLC.
Yeah,
to where
you can
could
play as
which
him.
is that's my Johnny Cage is him.
Mhm.
But Carl Urban looks so good in this. Like I didn't even see the first one. I'm going to see
I'm-
the second one just to see Carl Urban. As Johnny
I much
Cage.
prefer Johnny Cage being the audience surrogate figure rather than Cole Young.
I completely forgot about Cole. That's
Oh,
how
God.
little an impression he left.
Yeah, because Johnny,
Oh.
that's the fun thing is like he is a martial art. Yeah, like okay, basically for Mortal Kombat history, it was supposed to be a game about Jean-Claude Van Damme. Then Van Damme backed out, so they just made Johnny Cage out of him. So like, he's not like I know he has powers and stuff, but that's just like the fun thing about video games and all that stuff. But like, yeah, he's basically like a normal dude. You know, he's not like Liu Kang who comes from this like lineage of fighters and everything, or Sonya who's this special ops. Like he's just like he's an actor who's a martial artist, and he wears $500 sunglasses.
Gotta
I
have
love
it.
that movie so much. Not as good as Street Fighter the movie, but
Of
it's still
course.
Mike, buy or sell. the-
Xena mentioned. I love Ico
Yes.
Sprinkle.
Mike, buy or sell the Predators Badlands trailer, the newest one.
I buy it. I love how they're going all in on connecting the Alien and Predator franchise by having a Weyland Yutani robot as not necessarily the main character, but the main human-looking character, even though she's a robot.
Yes.
I already
wanna
love
have
their
an actual
dynamic.
human.
Like I fuck with this dynamic so much.
I think it'll be good. Just like you're going to help yourself. You are not prepared for this, as half of an android is on the ground. All right, we have one last buy or sell, and I guess Matt, I guess. Matt, did you ever play any Legend of Zelda?
Yeah, so I played the first one and the second one on the Nintendo Entertainment System.
All right, so then you have a perfect cast for what the person should look like because you saw it in those graphics. The live action Legend of Zelda has its leads according to Shigeru Miyamoto. The Legend Zelda will be played by Bo Bragaxson, and Link will be played by Benjamin Evan Ainsworth. Ainsworth? Harold? I don't know. So I don't know where that came from. I'm sorry. It just kind of came out of me.
Harold and the Purple Crayon. Remember what
No, we don't need
to.
Zachary
Forget.
Levi did to his career?
we don't
Yeah.
we don't need to talk about that.
It wasn't that movie that ruined. Nah, it was the Democrats.
Yes. Fire Seller were finally have a cast.
I mean, I buy it just simply because it was an app. I mean, it's interesting that they're doing live action when I was sure they were going to do animation after the Super Mario Brothers movie did so well. I was like, oh, I just would figure. But I'm here for it. I've always said I think Legend of Zelda it's fantasy. It has such an interesting story. It makes its way to be a nice long running franchise. They missed a great opportunity not casting Zelda Williams as Zelda. She already could be. I hope they get her in there somewhere. Her freaking dad did ads for the games, for God's sakes. You know? Well, they both did, because she's in those ads.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, I buy it, and I'm just excited as someone who, even though I haven't, like, I've watched, like, playthroughs of tons of stuff. And that's how sometimes with newer games, I just will watch people I like play the games. So I'm abreast about some of the stuff that happens in Legend of Zelda, and I know that the main character of the series is not called Zelda, so I'm not that much of an novice.
Yes.
Okay? I know it's Danny DeVito.
Yes. You're just upset they
Girl,
made Zelda a girl in the movie.
I just want to know.
And go, yes,
who-
you know,
yeah,
go
next,
down the
you know what?
Jersey
Next,
mudds.
you know what? Next, they're gonna make Metroid a girl, even though we all know
Imagine.
Metroid from Metroid on Nintendo is a guy.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Metroid
Brodus
is
guy.
a Metroid is
Yeah,
a
you know what
guy.
I just love is that Master Chief is basically like Dude Samus.
You're not wrong.
Which, by the way,
Oh,
I have her up here. She's up here.
Who's
There she
Samus? Oh no, that's Metroid. What are you talking about?
Yeah. That is Metroid Man.
I'm just wondering who they're gonna get
Demolition
as
Man.
Ganon. That's what I'm wondering is who's gonna be the big bad.
You know,
There's a lot that
if
should've
they
been
were
Rip Torn.
if they were smart, they would
Pedro
just get,
Pascal.
no. If they were smart, they would get Matt Mercer to come back and just do him in mocap.
Ooh.
They
Okay.
could. They could,
Yeah.
but
It's probably gonna be Chris Pratt, but
God damn it!
Oh,
it's
Pratt.
me, Ganon.
it's gonna be Chris Pratt.
Hyrule, here we come.
All
No,
right.
Are you
just
guys
do it-
happy you invited me?
Link, you and I are gonna have a dance competition. We're gonna have a dance off.
I
Alright.
actually would watch that.
Sadly, I would as well. All right, we are moving on to the gaming chunk. We don't have a whole ton of it in there, but so Ubisoft and their ever-present want to, look like they like gamers. The CEO of Ubisoft has claimed that microtransactions in single-player games like Assassin's Creed Shadows make the game more fun to play. They argue because players can progress more quickly if they pay for boosters.
Bullshit.
Because money is fun. that blew my fucking mind.
That's such a corporation thing to say, now isn't it?
Yes. Oh, it's
How capitalist of you.
yes. They argue it's because players can
I
only
hate them.
get. Oh yeah, I play progress. They play for boosters, but yeah, it's Ubisoft is great. They're doing great. Somehow they're not as shitty as the main shitty thing we have to talk about. But that when you're out shitting in Ubisoft.
Oh, I
it's
mean,
fine.
to be fair, Brock, the bar is in hell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're not wrong. All right, so
We need
Sucker-
James Cameron to get in that submarine again to raise the bar once
I
again.
don't
Look
even
at
know
that over there, James Cameron.
Sucker Punch's CEO says Ghosts of Yote will still have an important structure. We talked about this last week, and then some people are kind of freaking out that it's going to be too open. He said it's not that you can pick any order of the 6. There is an arc and a structure in place. There's a very important structure, but the way it's presented the first few hours of the game, especially the first section, is really delivering you the aspects of the 6 and how you want to go after it first. So that was one thing that when you played Assassin's Creed, the first act was like 10 hours, and then the second act is roughly about 60, and you can do whatever you want, and it kind of makes you just lose track of everything, because there's no real actual plot standard, so I'm happy to hear that that's still going to be, like, somewhat structured, and you're not, like, lost in it. He also had some things to say about the Infamous series. I would love to work more on Infamous, and I would love to see a trilogy re-release, but Sucker Punch is one game shop at a time, and now we're very focused on finishing Ghost of Yote, so, that does make sense, but I got a feeling at some point they're going to re-release them when there's an on-off, because you literally can't play them naturally on the main system other than Second Sun and First Light, I think it is. But, one last bit of shittiness for Ubisoft before we get off. My God, please make more Infamous. Ubisoft has named CEO Yes Garnett's son as the CEO of the new 10-cent-backed subsidiary of Ubisoft. When asked to address the concerns of nepotism, Charles Garnett said, "What matters now, it's not my name, it's the work ahead."
Sure.
As someone who has their
Wow.
job based solely on nepotism, I feel you, brother. Because I'm a supervisor at my parents' restaurant because I have a lot of good managerial history, and not because I'm their kid.
Sorry, I had to disappear because I knew I was going to make my mic clip. So.
God. Don't worry. It's great. Because, Ubisoft is known for managerial decisions.
Oh yeah,
The best decisions, in
The best
fact.
But, all
the
right.
greatest decisions, one might say.
I
So-
remember when they used to make great Game Boy games back in the day. Now
They
here
used-
we are.
They used to, when they
They
cared about
used to.
making
They really
things.
did. Genuinely, a lot of great Game Boy Advance games were. Well, maybe they weren't made. Maybe they were just published by Ubisoft. But
They
still,
might have been published by Ubisoft.
their logo was on there.
Okay, so I have been badgered, is putting it kindly, to finally watch K-pop Demon Hunters, and I'm going to admit, when just the name of that show came out, or that movie, kind of like a 60-year-old, that show that you watch, when that movie came out, or that trailer came out, and the name was kind of like, I don't know, and then I watched one or two compilations of moments of one of the characters, Mira, on TikTok, and I thought, that is my spirit animal. I need to watch this movie. And then I watched it, and it is honestly one of the most pleasant surprises
So
Of
so
the past-
fucking good.
5 years of movies that I've watched.
Yeah, I watched it a second time the other night. God.
Before we get too much into spoilers, 'cause I did want to talk about the actual movie here. It made Netflix history here, because I have to make sure that I read this thing correctly. Hold on. Because it's been staying at number 1 pretty consistently. But then where did I put you? Where are you? Where are you? Why can't I find K-pop Demon Hunters has made history in Netflix history. It's the first film ever to reach a new viewing peak in its 5th week of release.
That is impressive.
Yeah,
That is
that's like
actually
almost
insane.
a streaming equivalent of Titanic during its original theatrical run, where it just kept getting bigger and bigger the farther I went out. Because I think the peak for Titanic wasn't its opening, but all the way in Valentine's
Yeah,
the
it was like
following year.
February. It wasn't December. It was
Yeah, no,
January.
I think it opened
February.
left 27
Yeah.
million, and everyone's because Titanic was oh, James Cameron, ha ha ha, this joke, and then Titanic just kept fucking making money.
Did stop, but
Yep.
yeah.
Poor Tomorrow Never Dies. They were like, we got the sequel to GoldenEye. We're gonna be great, and then it opened the weekend before Titanic, and then it just
Ooh, and then it just hit a wall.
Yeah.
hit an ice.
Yes.
Oh, and I muted myself. I said hit an iceberg. Actually,
You hit an iceberg as well.
yeah.
But yeah, I thought I was going to enjoy watching this, just genuinely enjoy it. And then I am 2 hours into that movie crying, legitimately crying. What it sounds like might be one of the best songs in a quote unquote
It is.
musical
Thank
Ever.
you.
ever.
Mhm.
I love the producers or the director making the movie. I believe she's Canadian. One of them's Canadian.
Yeah, Maggie Kang, who Mike, her partner's actually Rad Seacrest, who designed this. I think he helped design the Derpy Tiger.
Yep.
But
By the way, the tiger is actually named Derpy.
yes. And I love how she's making this. And of all people, she's like, I don't know what we're doing. Ryan Reynolds goes, you realize you're making a musical, right? She's like, well, I don't know. Look at the movie you're making. It's a musical. But yeah, the animation and one of these things where, and I know that Mike has never had this problem before, when you say that animation is made squarely for children,
Which it is.
no,
I just wanted to see
I know.
Mike's eyes
Uh,
just
um,
light up red.
who all in here has seen the movie or cares to see it?
I have. I just
Okay.
rewatched it.
Okay,
Actually, right before.
because
Oh, nice.
there's a spoiler that for anyone who has not seen this or cared to, Matt, do you mind if I spoil something about this?
Go right ahead.
Okay. There's a moment later on in this movie where one of the young adults in the film, after basically losing everything they had, asked their surrogate mother figure to kill them. This is no child's movie.
No.
Yeah, like this is
That
an
is
actual
so-
like family movie, because a lot of times when you see family movies, it's just like a kid's movie in a trench coat.
You're not
Okay, so
wrong.
you're saying it's a true family movie.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
like, it's funny. I've been rewatching the Harry Potter series, and I'm like, these later movies, they really are a great definition of like family movies, because it's like they age these kids up. Like I just watched Order of the Phoenix last night, and I'm like, yeah, this movie reminds you that like, yeah, sometimes the adults in power, they'll just stick their heads in the sand when times are getting rough because it's easier than admitting there's a problem, and the adults around you then are stuck by bureaucracy, and you're just kind of gonna have to fend for yourself. And I'm like, wow. And I mean this genuinely. Great lessons to teach kids at a young age, because then hopefully they grow up and aren't taken aback by these things. It's impressive. Like early Disney was like that. Like they were great family movies. Early Pixar too. I mean, the first two Toy Stories I figured like spectacular movies that are like, I watched at 5 and I laughed, and I watch now and I laugh at completely different jokes.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
It's not a laser, it's a little light bulb that blinks. Oh, what's wrong with him? Laser envy. I think the word you're searching for is Space Ranger. The word I'm searching for, I can't say, because they're a preschool toy present. Get tense, aren't we?
But I did want to ask around for the people who have seen it. What are your favorite songs in it? Mine, I thought was going to be how it's done, but then freaking what it sounds like destroyed my heart in half.
Honestly, I'm like on the same page. Like how it's done, yeah, I love it. But then it's like what it sounds like. It's like, fuck. Like I've listened to what it sounds like on repeat because it is like the most fucking like anime ass shit possible. But spoiler alert, they defeat the big bad with the power of friendship, and it's like not done in a cringe way.
Yes, it's fucking awesome. What is your favorite track, Kiana?
I really like how it's done, and I also like Takedown.
Yes.
Takedown's really good. Takedown's
I like that one a
fantastic.
lot too. Yeah, it's catchy.
Yeah,
Even Soda Pop's catchy. God damn it!
everything.
I
is.
have listened to Soda Pop an embarrassing amount of times.
Fucking hell.
Like
That's not the one I sing the most. That's the one that's stuck in my head.
Well,
the most.
he doesn't sing it, but I just laugh at the fact that the Sancha boy that has like the second most
Yeah.
dialogue next to Gino is like Abby, and that's fucking Pro ZD. I was like,
Yes.
when I first watched it, I was like, is that Pro
Yeah.
ZD? Because it's like
Pro
the
ZD.
same. It's the same voice that he uses in one of his skits. I was like, wait.
I have to look something up to make sure I do this for. So I've gotten more into K-pop as I've gotten older. Now, because of stuff like this, Blackpink, G-Idol, and stuff like that, because of a band I'm going to mention at the end of this, by a company that's fucking morons that they didn't try something like this first. But Ray Ami is the one that does the rapping for Zoe in this film. I had no idea who Ray Ami was. I found out, and then I started listening to her discography. And I tried to explain to people how much of a fucking whiplash I had, and they're like, well, what do you mean? I'm like, well, imagine if you found out the singing voices for Veggie Tales were the NWA.
Best biblical show ever.
Like, I was like, what? In the... It's like, what the shit is it? And then she's just like, yeah, I just had to appropriate my lyrics up a little bit. Like, the first song I found of you was Body Bag. So... But, and then I'm finding out that the singing voice for Rumi, I'm blanking on, I'm blanking on her name.
Give me a minute.
But she sings for her. She wrote and did most of the music work on all the songs in the show. And
EJ.
EJ. Apparently, she is the like Benny Blanco of K-pop. to where she's just like made all these hits for all these people and no one gives her the credit for it. So like she's finally getting her due, and apparently she was supposed to be debuting on something like, I'm finding out more about the hierarchy of how K-pop works, and it's more complicated than governmental systems. It's fucking ridiculous. Where she never got to debut as an actual thing, like the whole thing got shot off and just never happened for her. So she's finally getting her big break, getting to sing and do all that in this.
Especially come like award seasons, like they're definitely gonna have all of them performing because they're definitely gonna do that.
Oh,
considering like how big the music is.
Yeah, they are top of the Billboard 100s. Multiple of their songs have like 250 million streams on Spotify. It's been out for 5 weeks. And they're the first K-pop group to have number ones on the charts, more than actual K-pop groups. This fake one made up for this animated movie.
Like just for like comparison, like the highest, if we're just comparing virtual fans, like I think the highest that like Gorillaz ever got was like number 6.
Yeah, it's kind of
no,
ridiculous.
it's number 14. Sorry, for Feel Good Inc. Yeah, sorry, I mismatched my Billboard history. Sue me.
But yeah, I'm gonna be rewatching it again this weekend, and it's so good. The animation's fantastic. The coloring on it's awesome. Everyone is nailed down to a T, and that thing is gonna get off. I remember Netflix beating their head up against the wall because originally they had extra footage for this, and then cut it. This movie being originally 3 hours long, I would have took another hour and a half of this film.
Same.
It's not fucking real. Oh yeah, but. Yeah, anyone else have anything they want to say on it before we move on? Other than the fact that it's just really good.
When we're done recording, I'm going to show you a YouTube channel that has done a bunch of like rock remixes of the songs. The one they did for Takedown is incredible.
Oh, I bet it is. I can imagine
did
how
you see the one
insane
clip
too.
of them? Like, because the music's already in the clubs and the raves, like, there's, like, a DJ set over at Red Rocks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's fucking nuts. But, all right. Going on from that, we have a lot of... This next whole chunk is basically just going to be statements and what we think of them from Kevin Feige and James Gunn. So, this first one. Kevin Feige says there's been 4 versions of Blade, and they finally decided on a take set in modern day. Kevin Feige on Blade being delayed. We didn't want to just put him in a leather outfit on him and have him start killing vampires. You can start and have a good script. You can start and have a good script and make it a great script through production, but we didn't feel confident we could do that on Blade. We didn't want to do that to Mahershala and didn't want to do that to us.
It's fucking Blade!
So what they're saying is they don't know how to introduce vampires in the MCU. That's what they're saying.
That's basically what they're saying.
I'm not giving him all the...
You just do it.
But which is what they did for the... more or less with the mutants and like Captain Marvel, which no one saw. Just be like, hey, there's vampires here. Bye.
But
you know what you do? You have another blood rave.
It's just
yeah. To be the only thing I'm going to give him, the only thing benefit of the doubt I'm going to give him, and it's not much. Trust me, it's not much. With the mutants, they know they were heading towards mutants, so they dropped a mutant mentioned early. This is the first time where they had an actor call them and say, "Hey, I want to play Blade. Fit me in somewhere."
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time someone else is like, "No, make me a movie."
I didn't know you could do that. I'll call
when you win an Oscar and then go to Marvel and say you want to play Blade, I guess it works.
It's a little different. I don't know. I have middling YouTube success. Kevin might put me in one of his films. No, but my thing is just that modern day. I'm like, yeah. What else were you like? Okay, I know like Tomb of Dracula like was in the 70s, but I'm like, saying Fantastic Four in the 60s, that really kind of makes sense for them, for kind of story that it seems like you want to tell.
Yeah.
But like with Blade, he was a character made in the 70s, but that's not like ripped into his, like, again, look at the Wesley Snipes movie. Like, put him in modern day. Put him in modern day. That was what Stan Lee and everybody did in Tomb of Dracula. It was just coming out in the 70s, so he was just in the 70s. Just make him in modern day.
Why didn't they have this issue with Moon Knight and the freaking Egyptian gods walking around and doing
Right?
battle
Well,
with each
like
other?
Because that was
literally,
Disney
they have
Plus,
a
and they
goddamn
knew people might
hippo
watch
running
it.
around.
Right? And I mean, I like the show. It took me a couple of watches, but I finally got around to actually liking the show. But I mean, like,
My thing
It's-
is just after.
it's simple. Just add
Scrolls-
vampires.
So, like, once we introduce scrolls and, like, what they are, which, let's be honest, for non-comic book fans and just, like, movie fans, it's, like, it's a weird concept that these aliens could just kind of be anybody they want to be. It's like, well, you've introduced them, you've had, now they're established. I honestly think vampires for a mainstream audience, it's gonna be way more
Yeah, it's-
believable that they exist.
It's
like,
not that hard.
it's not
guys.
that hard because we've had Bela Lugosi and Christopher Lee and Robert Pattinson. Like, we've had so many vampire things over the years that at this point it's just like, yeah, it's vampires.
Don't
Like,
forget
a
vampires from
scroll
Brooklyn.
is way more hard to explain to a novice person.
The
than
Kree and the Skrulls,
a
the Kree Skrull
vampire.
War, that's way harder to explain. But
Yeah.
they did a pretty decent job with it.
Yeah, the fact that Sam Jackson was not Sam
Yeah.
Jackson, like that, yeah, that was,
Yeah.
that was a little bit hard to explain. And then you had everybody going, yeah, but at which point did he stop being himself? But vampires,
I mean-
that's where you got stuck.
But that's
on.
where we draw the line as vampires, yeah.
yeah,
Not like we've
vampires,
ever had
that's too
vampire
hard.
fiction ever before. you
Also,
know?
come on, guys. Everybody saw Morbius, so we already know vampires can work.
Yeah, they work really well. They work really
They just have to
really
dance.
well.
That went very
You know?
well, yes.
I will
Uh,
tell you, I had one genuine out loud belly laugh in Morbius.
Yeah.
One. I
Just
can't.
one?
Well, I should say two.
Yeah, just
When
one.
I should say two. The villain of that movie is just Bully Maguire, but Matt Smith playing him.
But
Oh,
his
yeah,
dance scene
absolutely.
is
The
even better.
dance scene I laughed really hard at. But there is that scene where they're talking in the street, and he says, "If you say that one more time, I'm going to hobble slowly in that direction." I actually thought that was really funny. Like, he can't get away from the conversation of him ripping on him. So that little bit I thought was funny. But, like, do you remember? Okay, we're gonna have one little on off here about. I love to rip on Tyrese Gibson whenever I can. So,
All right.
do you remember before Morbius came out, and then Tyrese
Mhm.
Gibson was like, "Hey guys, don't listen to what anyone says. We're in the MCU now. Morbius totally takes place in the MCU." So that movie happens, and then in the end credit scene, they literally rip the Vulture out of the MCU and throw him into this movie, proving it was nowhere near being in the MCU.
By the way, what did Michael Keaton do to you, Kevin? Except being one of the best villains in the
He didn't do
universe.
shit to Kevin. He
Yeah.
did it to the head of Sony.
Mhm.
Yeah, but that's because he's Michael Keaton and he can do whatever he wants. He's Mr. Mom. So true story. I have not actually seen the entirety of Morbius. At my brother-in-law's bachelor
missing a lot.
party, one of his friends kept saying it's Morbin time, and so we put on Morbius. Watched the first 15 minutes, and then we all went to go and play volleyball because that's just there was a volleyball net like 5 feet from us, and never watched the rest of it. And I was like, you know what? I watched the dance scene on YouTube. Between that and the 15 minutes I saw, I was like, I don't need
Do you want to know what's
yeah,
even
you're like,
better?
you're just like,
I
I'm good.
could just figure out what's going to happen.
One of my friends, big comic book nerd, actual fan of Morbius, just refused to see the movie. It was like 3 weeks in where that Morbin time
Understandable.
thing was so big. He actually came and asked me, not jokingly, does he actually say Morbin time in the film?
I wish
No.
he did.
Like,
I
no.
really wish he
He
did.
That's
does
the
not
crazy-
actually say it's Morbin time.
That's the craziest thing that I think time is going to forget. But like, Sony re-released the movies because of all the memes, and they thought it would make money, and it didn't. Like, it was just
I
that
think they
such
misread
like
the room.
out of date
Yeah.
like
They thought the five
studio
guys on
to where
Twitter
it's
were
like,
5
oh,
million.
because people are making memes and we re-released this, then it's gonna. It's like Revenge of the Sith didn't make all that money. It's re-released because of prequels memes. Okay, like it's also got to be a pretty decent movie. Sometimes
Oh.
people just mean bad movies because they're bad movies.
Pringle, I'm going to be honest. If Leto hadn't turned into what he's turned into, he actually was honestly really well casted to look like a vampire.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
look,
Yeah.
Leto sometimes. It's like I remember when Blade Runner 2049, the cast got announced, and he was announced, I was like, he better be playing a replicant. And then he played a replicant. I was like, spot on casting, because I kind of believe he's not a real person.
But don't worry, wait for Tron.
And now he's in Tron, and I'm assuming he's gonna be one of the people. Oh, don't worry, I saw that. I haven't seen the news trailer, but I saw the thing. And I'm like, all right, can we just leave Tron be?
Can we just not?
Can we just leave it be? Can we just have the great movie from the 80s and kind of okay years later
the
sequel?
okay movie with a really good soundtrack.
And just leave
that's
it. Yes. Let's just leave that be. Let's
just leave it at that.
Let's not do they're crossing over into our world. Never seen that before in 5,000 different things.
Yeah,
it's just
it's
so lazy. Yeah, it looks bad. It really does. And I think I'm just gonna stick with the original from '82, which is one of my favorite films of all time.
Mhm.
I'm just happy that we're getting a new Nine Inch Nails album.
I'm just happy that the teaser, when it got released, it then led to one of the best, it's not viral clip, but one of the best interview clips ever, to where it was like one of those actors roundtable, and it's Jeff Bridges and Pedro Pascal is talking about being The Last of Us and like the video game. He's like, oh, it was a game. He's like, because Pedro's like, yeah, I got really sucked into playing the game. He's like, yeah, I got sucked into a game once. He's like, oh, which one? He's like, Tron. And I'm like, that's a joke so many people are not going to understand if they haven't seen Tron.
Yes, that was really good. All right, so we got a few more to get through here. Kevin Feige on shifting from Kang to Doctor Doom. Even before what happened to Jonathan Majors, we started to realize Kang wasn't Thanos. We had started to think about Doctor Doom even before we officially pivoted from Kang. In fact, we started talking with Robert about this audacious idea before Ant-Man 3 even came out.
I have 2 thoughts.
Only 2?
Well, 2 just for this quote. 1, of course we were going to get to Doctor Doom eventually, because that's...
You're doing Fantastic Four. How do you do Fantastic Four and not eventually introduce Doctor Doom?
Exactly. But also, like, what he's saying is total PR nonsense.
It is.
No, I believe it, that's bullshit. After, when they saw that Ant-Man, bomb, they're like, fuck.
I was like, maybe the person on this panel who loves Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium the most, and I mean it is my second favorite MCU movie. I love that movie. I don't believe this. I think what happened was that movie was supposed to be like this is our new Thanos, our new villain, and then that movie came out and it did not do well whatsoever. Yeah, it's okay. I know. Again, there's a reason why I haven't been on in 48 episodes. I get it. I say things like
it's his hate for the 70s. That's what.
But and so when that happened, that Monday afterwards, they started going, how can we start phasing Kang out? And then I'm not trying to be mean when I say this. It's gonna come out like mean. But they're 100% a part of Kevin Feige and company. And then when the Jonathan Major stuff happened, they were like, thank God, now we don't have to fucking do it. We can just be like, hey, look,
Yeah, I know.
We just don't feel comfortable him being on set with people. It's just, but they were like, yes. No, Feige is not holding a gun to me. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I'm a big Bill Murray fan, and also my future wife stars in that film. So, I really have to support it.
Yeah, no, I get you on that.
No, it's just, again, you can actually, if you want to, you can find my WordPress, Matt Movies 611. I did a whole write-up when the movie came out, if you want to know more of the reasons why I love that movie. So
I think for me personally, they just really fumbled Kang. They had no plan. It's obvious that post Endgame they really didn't have a plan in place.
Yeah.
Other than let's introduce Kang or something.
It's not just the Kang.
They could have done something interesting with
it. It's
him.
everything. It's
literally everything.
They just started throwing stuff at the wall, and they were just hoping something stuck. Kang was one of those things that they threw at the wall, and they were like, we're gonna tease him in Loki season 1, then we're gonna have his big outing in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium, then we're gonna follow that up with Loki season 2, and he just didn't hit with people. And
one of the things
Well, also the thing to put in the context is like Jonathan Majors had just come off of like Lovecraft Country, which is like very popular, and they're like, well, this guy's super hot. Like we're gonna get him in on the ground floor, and then it's like, oh, this guy's kind of an onset cancer. Ruh-roh.
Yeah, they were trying to do that thing to where it's like it was kind of like what happened with Sam Worthington after Avatar, to where they're like, we're getting this guy before he becomes a major star, and then it's like, oh, he didn't really. Now, mind you, he's not as problematic as Jonathan Majors, but yeah, it's just like, and it's such a shame because I think obviously we're all. It's really sad to think, but we were all around 3,000 years ago when Iron Man came out, and we all were there when Iron Man and the MCU started to build, and there was a path from Iron Man to Endgame. Now, that doesn't mean every plan stuck through. That doesn't mean, but like there was at least a clear direction they wanted to take. And so now seeing in the post Endgame world, and that doesn't mean everything's been bad. A lot of like I love Hawkeye. I think that was such a great thing. So there's stuff that I She-Hulk I actually liked. Multiverse Madness.
Yeah, honestly, the shows have all been pretty consistently good. I'm saying, it's the movies.
Yeah, but it's just like, and there's no direction. Like, it doesn't feel like that's why. Like, it's so funny. The other week, I just randomly watched the trailer to Infinity War, just kind of randomly. I do that sometimes, and I was like, and I talked about this with a friend. I was like, man, I remember when this trailer first came out, and we were all like, oh my god, like we're getting Thanos fully, we're getting all these characters coming together, like post Civil War, we're seeing Tony and Steve, like all of it, and then to now I'm thinking about like, I don't know if we're gonna feel the same way when the Secret Wars trailer comes out, because it doesn't feel like we've been building to it. It just feels like it's happening. It just feels like. And that doesn't mean it's going to be bad.
Right.
It could be great, but I'm just like, I don't think Secret Wars and what's the other one? What is it?
Doomsday?
Doomsday. I don't think they're going to have that same reaction that Infinity War and Endgame
Well, I think
they can still be good movies, but that like audience investment of everyone when the snap happened. It wasn't just because the snap happened. It was the snap happened and everybody watching that movie, who had collectively been watching the movies, we just lost a bunch of these characters that we all love, and the characters that remain lost. It's like Empire Strikes Back. Like, it's that like, whoa, and then Endgame was that. I mean, again, the reason why Avengers Assemble worked is because they did their work of 10 years of all those characters we knew, we loved. Everybody on that screen in that final battle was somebody's favorite character for the most part. I mean, okay, maybe you have some that weren't, but like there were people who Black Panther was their person. For me, it was Captain America. For Iron Man, and then to cap it off with, I am inevitability. Yeah, I am Iron Man. Like that ad lib from Robert Downey Jr. 10 years before has now become this cry of, this is how you do a great character arc, and it's just like, man, we're not going to get anything like that in these new movies, are we? And it's kind of sad.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the problems with Marvel are kind of emblematic of Disney as a whole, but I'm going to say something really super controversial, and you're all going to get mad at me. If it wasn't for the fan service, honestly,
Spider-Man No Way Home wouldn't be that good.
Yeah.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
And I like that too. I mean, it's arguably one of the better movies, and I think COVID just made us like fuck anything of like, yes, Tobey Maguire, thank you. Fuck, I don't have to stay in my house.
I am just it's so, and I'm not a huge Tom Holland fan. I do kind of feel bad. Tom Holland never got his own villain. Because in the first movie, it's Iron Man's villain. The second movie, it's Iron Man's villain. In the third movie, it's Tobey Maguire's villain that in the last act, they kind of make Tom's villain. But then in the end, Tobey and him still fight. So it's like...
Well, my thing is, aren't they going to just send all the villains back to the moment before they all died anyway?
Yeah, that was the thing I was thinking too at the end of that, is it's just like... which, in the case of like Electro... and like Dr. Octopus, like, aren't they gonna just now, mind you, I guess with Dr. Octopus he did kind of die as a good guy, so it's like, yeah, that one.
Yeah,
but like
he did. I will not
Electro's
die a
gonna go
monster,
back
but-
and be like, oh man, I'm so happy that I've been reinvigorated, and then it's just gonna be like, Gwen, do it now. Oh no.
I don't hate it, but when I think about it, like that should have been the sign that things were like, oh.
Yeah.
Because like the whole like multiverse thing, they're like this whole thing, and honestly, none of it was really.
They could have done it interestingly well if they had a plan in place and if they
And-
Yeah, but
actually.
that's the whole
And
thing.
that's the issue.
They
They
had no.
didn't.
They had no plan.
Mhm. They really, and that's the problem with the multiverse is that it went from an interesting way of seeing different characters. Like maybe we could have had a Spider-Man movie to where you get a multiverse Tony Stark to where he was the bad guy. How gripping would that have been if his mentor is now the bad guy? Like that would have been really cool. But no, they used it for fan service. And you know what? It made a ton of money. I went to go and see in the theater because I wanted to see Andrew Garfield's my Spider-Man, and
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe's Green Goblin is one of my favorite comic book movie villains. I went to go and see them. So they got me in the theater for that. So it's like, but it's funny because you look at Into the Spider-Verse and you go,
It
That's how
does
you
it
do
so
a
much
multiverse
better.
movie.
Yes.
I mean, because the thing,
Yeah.
like, I kind of feel like again that like, No Way Home is just almost kind of an outlier because that's less an MCU movie and more of a celebration of Spider-Man.
yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Because it
I would
doesn't
agree.
really do, it doesn't really accept, well, again, I think it's one of those things where like, we haven't quite gotten the context because we have not caught up with Tom Holland yet. In Secret Wars, we're going to see what that is, which I'll say, I'm interested to see how they reintroduce him to the Avengers when the Avengers don't know who he is.
I mean, I like how he ended up because now we're like, okay, we're getting like actual like
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Not Iron Man Jr.
Yeah,
This
and
is
you know
why
what?
I'm really looking forward to Brand New Day.
And you know what? I'm saying this. I mean, I like Holland as Spider-Man. Like for the most part, I mean, whenever I go to Disneyland, most people hate on that Spider-Man ride. I fucking love it.
I thought you were going somewhere else where people were like, yeah, people hate on that guy dressed up as Tom Holland Spider-Man. I'm like,
And you know what they have?
what?
And you know what? They have the stupid launch thing. Like they have this dummy that they have swing. So
Oh
basically-
yeah, don't worry. I've seen the TikTok of it failing that one time, and I'm like,
in
funniest
person
thing
it
in the
is
world.
impressive. And then they like do a quick switch out for like the guy who does the meet and greet, and he actually like legit climbs down the wall, like actual Spider-Man style.
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. Talking about Gambit, I mean, Deadpool and Wolverine was also kind of just fan service, now wasn't it?
Yeah, but
But
then
it
was,
Madonna.
But done well.
It's
I'm not.
fine.
Hey, look. I told this to my brother when
I still love that.
when
movie.
Wesley Snipes walked in. I quietly went to myself, some motherfuckers are trying to skate uphill. And then in the final battle, he said, I was like,
Mhm.
oh my god, I love this. I also love, and my brother laughed about this because I'm a huge Ben Affleck fan. We laughed at the fact that they had to have the line to where we're like, yeah, Daredevil went up and died. And I'm like, they had to do that or else I would have been spending that whole movie like, when's Ben Affleck coming in? When's Ben Affleck coming in?
But
And then to
again,
learn after the fact they never asked him to
that was
come back, I'm like, why?
because he
Why-
would have
why
super
would you do
fit
that?
into it. I mean, if they got Brad Pitt in for 5 minutes for like Deadpool 2. But here's like the thing about like Deadpool and Wolverine. It's the same reason as Spider-Man. Like, it's basically other than you would not know it was an MCU movie, like unless they had like the stuff from like Loki. And like even the ending, it was like a celebration of like, the end of the year of like Fox X-Men films. Like it was pretty much like a Deadpool movie first. And
Yeah.
then it had like
Mhm.
some
Yeah.
MCU stuff.
I will say, however, I don't know what anyone else here. I did kind of tear up during those end credits as like an
Yeah,
early
I
2000s
did.
kid. I was like, man, like that, like and it's funny because I saw
Perfect
afterwards
song for it
a
too.
well, yeah, keeping with the
I-
theme of early 2000s. But someone said they
I have
on
a funny story about
TikTok,
that song. I'll share it in a second.
they were like they may not have been perfect movies, but they were our movies. And that's kind of how I feel. Like, and I don't love all of them. Me and my friend Abe on our podcast, we're the same age. We talk about, like, we didn't even like those Fantastic Four movies when they came out. But, like, stuff like, for me, you know, like, those first 2 X-Men movies, you know, Spider-Man, Daredevil, like, those were, like, my introduction to Marvel. And so, like, I'm always gonna love those. And so, like, to have this, like, you know, Fox is a dead company now, and to have this, like, celebration of just, like, all
Instead of
this
just
stuff
shoving them
that,
under
like,
the rug, you know, like
yeah,
we're
instead of
ashamed
just,
of
like,
it.
ignoring them, giving them, like, a great send out. And I know it's like, okay, it's just a bunch of, like, bloopers and behind the scenes stuff from, like, these movies, but, like, it's a nice reminder of, like, man, remember when this was Marvel before the MCU?
Yeah, I
you
mean,
know?
like, especially
cool.
for, like, Feige, that's where he got, because he was a producer on the first X-Men. Like, the MCU wouldn't exist if he was
He
not
was
on
a
the film.
producer on a lot of it. He was a producer on Hulk. I want to say Daredevil. He was a producer on a lot of that early stuff. That's how he basically got into Iron Man, was they were just like, can you come and produce? Paramount was just like, can you come and produce this stuff? And then he did so well that Disney was just like, can you keep doing that?
But anyway, about time of your life, I have a funny story. So this theme park, like, it was in the Jersey Shore. It has since closed since last year. But basically, I didn't know for years it was associated with Green Day, but I have a good reason for that. So they had, like, this Wild West ride with, like, a fucked up looking version of, like, Thomas the Tank Engine. It went on, like, the top of, like, the boardwalk. So mind you, this is like a ride for 3-year-olds. And then, like, at the top of it, they had, like, reprogrammed animatronics from, like, Showbiz Pizza. And for whatever reason, one time I was on, they were playing Time of Your Life. Mind you, I was like, God, probably like 4 years old at the most. So I see this dog with a fucking banjo. It's like Billy Joel Armstrong's voice. And then I was probably in middle school. I was like, wait, that's the song with the dog.
Well, I mean, you did say there were leftover animatronics for Showbiz Pizzas, so those guys they were living out their last good days. That's what they were doing, man.
They were actually still there by the time it closed.
Oh,
Like,
I hope they
just
let them
received
play that on the last day too. I hope they let them
They
play
better.
that.
For real.
Well, that's like, so the Chuck E. Cheese that I grew up going to, it's now a funeral home, which is just like the greatest signifier of our mold. But I'm like, man, part of me hopes that, like,
Seems right.
Chucky and his Jamboree game are still there, but they play, like, Amazing Grace now. Because if that's the case, I want my funeral there.
Yeah, mine is now a dentist, but yours is a lot cooler.
Well, they're not. I don't know if they're there. I hope they
God,
are.
mine
I hope the
mine
vault is
became
there,
like
too.
a karate studio or some shit.
I know we're off track, and that's why I'm here. You're welcome. But, like, do you guys believe that those adult Chuck E. Cheeses, are they going to be successful? I hope they do. I hope they are.
The jury's out on that one.
Yeah. Well, I have an old school arcade. It's called Game On. It's really cool. It's like all, like, old school machines, but they're all in free play mode. So you pay like $15 to go in. It's fantastic. So I don't need
Hopefully
Chuck E.
there will
Cheese
be a lot of
anymore.
fights.
Yeah. I'm just hoping there's a ball pit. Look, the reason why all of us were able to survive COVID is because of the Chuck E. Cheese ball pit.
So first
be
of all,
honest.
we used to have, like, by me, it's like a local thing, like an adult version of
Your lucky
Chuck
ghost
E.
Pringle.
Cheese. It was called Kahunaville. And they did serve alcohol there, because I remember one time a local radio station of mine, they had, like, this is when Survivor was big. Like, they had a watch party at the Kahunaville. But God, there were so many fights there. I think I might have gotten in a fight with another kid one time, but he was being an asshole. I didn't get in trouble, but
Yeah, McDonald's play places aren't good anymore. I've seen them now. It's just like an iPad on a screen. I remember playing Super Monkey Ball with a GameCube controller attached to a TV at my McDonald's play place once.
Oh God.
I think mine had an
Good
animatronic
times.
toucan
Good
that didn't
times.
work half the time.
Those are good times, man. Man, it sucks to be old now, right? Because now I can't go to McDonald's play place or else I'll wind up on a list. Sorry, I just want to relive my childhood. It's like I was watching Malcolm in the Middle before we got on here, but it's an episode where Dewey has a crush on a girl, and Hal had sent her chocolates pretending to be Dewey, but they had peanuts in them, and she's deathly allergic.
Oh no.
And so, and like Dewey's telling his dad, he's like, I really liked her, and you really messed it up. And so it cuts to Hal driving in a car next to her, going like, Dewey's really sorry. It was all me. I got better candy for you. Just get in the car. And then it cuts to a cop arresting him. Once again, I'm sorry, and I can't wait to see you guys in 48 more episodes after tonight.
You know, Brock, you made a mistake putting me and Matt in the same room.
Going back,
What else we got here? Rock, what else we got?
Kevin Feige met with the team behind Gareth Edwards, the creator, to learn how to keep budgets low on big VFX blockbusters. Projects like Deadpool, Wolverine, Thunderbolts, and Fantastic Four were significantly cheaper than the MCU films in 2022 and 2023. They would have been even cheaper, quote unquote, if it was not for the strikes. So it'll be nice to not have films that cost $200,000.
Well, yeah, because that's the problem. Is like all these, these good movies that come out, and they just everyone's like, it made this much money. How is it not successful? It's like, well, yeah, when your movie costs $500 million, making $300 million is not very good. Yeah. And that's just reported budgets, because those usually don't include reshoots or marketing and back end deals with actors, which a lot of these Marvel movies have. And it's like, the more and more you add, the smaller the window of success becomes, unfortunately. Like, it's unfortunate when they don't need to cost this much. They don't.
No, they don't. But can't all be Pacific Rim when you're doing your budgets. Kevin Feige, squashing some of the rumors that apparently he's fighting everyone from Galactus to the Hulk in his movies, says Peter Parker is dealing with street-level crime in Spider-Man Brand New Day. As sad as it is that Peter is forgotten by everyone in his life, we're seeing for the first time him be a proper Spider-Man, himself being by himself, dedicated to saving the city as opposed to world-ending events. And he also said one last thing with Spider-Man, that they are not allowed to bring Miles Morales into the MCU yet. We were told to stay away.
I'll be honest. After the Spider-Verse movies, Marvel
It's
Studios
gonna be hard
has
to touch Miles Morales.
Yeah, that's one tough act to follow.
Okay, do you think, and this is just, I'm spitballing here, do you think one of the reasons they want to wait is because they have to, in the Spider-Verse movies, age up Miles to a point to where the voice actor can actually play him in live action?
I think at this point they're trying to find an excuse to not have Shamik Moore be anywhere near Haley Steinfeld. So,
that's a good point.
You know what? You're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
I think the movie keeps being delayed because they don't want to have him in the studio.
Yeah. You better watch out. She's married to that quarterback now.
Engaged. Yeah.
Him and his buddies will.
I'd be more scared of Haley. I saw Sinners.
I don't understand that reference. I didn't see that.
Haley's.
Oh my god.
I wouldn't mess with Haley Steinfeld. She's old school, kind of just.
She also got trained by Hawkeye, so she knows how to shoot bow and arrow.
Yes, she does.
Yeah, she's fantastic. That's why it's one of those things where I'm like, I hope she comes back. Like, that's why I'm so mad that they tried to screw Jeremy Renner over, because I want a season 2 of that show. I want to see them together.
Yeah, same.
Again.
So do I. Hawkeye was fantastic.
That's fantastic. I watch it not on Christmas, but around Christmas time. I ever since it came out, I watch it every year. It's right up there with Lethal Weapon, the first 2 Die Hard movies. Like, it's just my Christmas action. I used to have another movie that starred a guy who did a movie with Crayon, but last year it just felt a little odd to watch that one. Maybe this year, I don't know.
It's that stuff will happen. All right, moving on to the other end of the fence.
What did I say? What did I say now? I just see WTF, man, and I say a lot of things, so I don't know what it's in reference to.
You got me, man. James Gunn said that the day his deal closed to be CEO of DC, Warner Brothers announced Henry Cavill returning as Superman without Gunn's knowledge. Even with him planning his Superman movie, James Gunn said he didn't say He didn't say who it was, but someone was desperately trying to push ideas ahead, even though David Zaslav wanted something different. He didn't say who, but I think his name rhymes with Dwayne
Can
Johnson.
you smell what the guy trying to ruin the studio is cooking?
Yes. All James said was it was awful, and I would not have let any of that happen if I had the power to. Like, yeah,
Yep.
magically, Dwayne, the hierarchy of power in DC is going to change Johnson. Couldn't have been more right if he tried.
Yeah, for real.
He was right, but for different reasons.
My favorite thing is, I want to be Black Adam, but not in the movie series that Black Adam is a part of.
Didn't he also say in an interview like he wasn't planning to cross over with Shazam? And it's like,
That's what I'm talking about.
What do
He
you
didn't want to be part of
mean?
Shazam. You're Shazam's main villain.
well, and that was Shazam: Fear of the Gods. The post-credit scene was supposed to have like Hawkman and I forget who else, but Dwayne Johnson didn't let him. And I'm like, you're in Black Adam. You share the same powers.
Yeah.
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 Are you that dumb?
And your Black Adam movie that people are, being upset at Spider-Verse taking a little bit. Black Adam was announced when I was a junior in high school.
Oh, I remember those jokes of just like it was honestly, it was getting to a point where it was as bad as the
Crow?
Channing Tatum Gambit movie of just like,
Oh,
are we ever actually gonna
Oh,
see
God.
this thing? Like, are we ever gonna actually see it? And then we did, and I think a lot of us are just like, maybe it's best we didn't. Now, I will say though, I'm glad that movie exists for one thing and one thing only. Pierce Brosnan was amazing as Dr. Fate.
Yes.
I'm so glad I
There
saw
were
that.
aspects
He
of
was
that
so
movie
good.
that I really liked.
We need to talk about a giant glaring plot hole that I know that I've talked with Mike about, though, about ruins the entire ending of that movie.
Uh-huh.
Let's do it.
Dr. Fate's grand plan is that I need to sacrifice myself so that the guy who reincarnates doesn't die.
Say that again, but slower.
I mean, it's kind of the whole thing of like people have talked about the ending of X2 to where Jean Grey is like, this is the only way. It's like there's like several hundred. You could be doing this from
Inside the Blackbird.
Blackbird. What do you mean? Can't Iceman just freeze the water? Can't
No,
Storm
I have
just
to
like
sacrifice
turn into
myself.
steam? No, this is the only way.
You have a
It's
guy
like,
who teleports.
yeah, like, oh, is it really? No, and that's one of those times to where it's just like
it's like, come on, you just get Alan Cumming in here. Look, this
they
will
just
fucking
want
work
they
out.
just want the sacrifice to have the sacrifice,
Which I'm fine with, but we need to make a movie and they changed it in, that Oscar award-winning film Dark Phoenix, but initially,
I never saw it actually. I still have not seen that one.
That movie, well, I'll get to the first point.
Yeah.
2 times in a row, they made the Phoenix a split personality of Jean. Take that in the garbage, throw it away for forever, stop fucking doing it. But
Thank God we have the animated series that did it justice.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yes.
In that Dark Phoenix movie, it ruined one thing for me. And I didn't know this was a thing until the helmet blocks Xavier's mind was a thing that started in the X-Men movies.
It did start in the X-Men movies. It was not a thing in the comics until now.
Oh, see,
Now-
this is where my lack of knowledge on X-Men. That's really cool. Actually.
Now, the thing that ruins that is in these movies, they're like, this helmet blocks telepathic attacks and
know
it just
what you're-
stops all things going at you. Jean Grey at the end of Dark Phoenix. Whoop! Lifts the helmet off with telekinesis and then goes at his brain. How have we in 14 X-Men films never had someone just lift the helmet off him?
Well,
that's
see,
like-
because Xavier's a telepath, but not a telekinetic.
But you don't have 14 more of them on the team somewhere.
I know.
This is-
No, you're right. You're right. Exactly. Jean
this
could have
is
been
like-
doing it the whole time,
Look,
but she didn't
Kevin
do it.
Smith talked about this when he reviewed The Dark Knight Rises. Him and Ralph Garman, and it was like, well, yeah, it's like in the first fight with Bane. Why didn't he go for that freaking mouth thing? Like, because in the second fight, that
'Cause they
he
were
just keeps
adapting
ramming
that
it, and and Kevin was like, I think it was hubris. I think it was like, I could beat him without a bunch of that. Or was it, that looks like it would hurt if I hit it.
I also believe, I'm going to be honest with you, there is an exact plot point in the movie where they tell him after he gets his back broken what that mask does.
He didn't get his... I'm sorry, also... We need to stop this because
wait, hold on.
He doesn't get his back broken. He gets it dislocated.
Wait.
Read Nightfall. He actually got it broken in that.
He gets. You forgot about magic chiropractic here. He actually gets it dislodged.
I am old chiropractor.
Punched.
Make you
my favorite part.
Punched back in.
Back into place. But then, my favorite fucking part of that plot hole written disaster piece is they go up. He has a rope attached directly where Bane broke his fucking back.
And then he falls down and doesn't hurt him.
And nothing happens.
No, I have an even better plot hole than that. We're reintroduced to Bruce Wayne, and he's hobbling around on a cane because he hurt himself when he fell for Harvey Dent.
Yeah.
Then when he decides to be Batman, he gets this brace put on it, and he
never wears.
He's fine.
Yeah, he gets like super strong.
Did Bane let him keep that in the freaking prison? Because he ain't hobbling around anymore.
Apparently not.
No.
Also, again, going back to Ralph Garman, he makes a great joke to where he's like, "This prison, it has a whole laptop so that you can think about the world, but we also have television over here if you want to watch TV, you know?
Yeah.
East Coast and West Coast feeds,
How did he get a television signal in there? That's another problem. That's supposed to be the Lazarus Pit, by the way.
The same exact way that he got back to Gotham in 4 minutes by foot.
Again, I'm sorry I keep referencing,
exactly.
but this episode of Batman on Batman is like my favorite episode, and it's like he gets out and Bruce Wayne is like, okay, I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'm in a savage land with huts. I have no money. Should be back in Gotham in about 2 days.
Yes. And then
he's right back there.
You talk about him hobbling. Do you know when he wasn't hobbling? When he had the time to go on the side of a Gotham City skyscraper and paint the bat signal in gas.
Well, also, it's just like, at what point was Gordon on that, like, ice? Like, what if he's like, okay, I should be fit, and then he looks over, he's like,
oh, fuck, Gordon's there, I gotta hurry. Hold on.
Well, that's also then the ending of that, where it's just like, you're taking a bomb, you're about to... Just be like, hey, I'm Bruce Wayne. Isn't fucked up, but also doesn't it kind of make sense that I'm the only guy rich enough to do this? Why did he have to be like, riddle me this, Jim Gordon?
I will admit, that moment between them, I think, is great.
No, it's one of those things where it's like,
is.
when you watch the movie the first couple of times, it's fantastic. But then when you look, I'll be honest. When I watch that movie, I want to be known. I love the whole Dark Knight trilogy. But every so often, when movies we love, we watch them like assholes. When you watch it like an asshole, you go, yeah, no, that's really fucked up.
I think we can all agree, though, that is not the worst thing that happens in that 10-minute sequence before he leaves.
Well, I also...
Oscar-worthy death scene.
Oh, I was about to say... Well, also, it's just like... You know, I love how, like, you know...
She's a great actress! What the fuck was that?
I also love her whole plan is like...
What the hell?
I also love her whole plan is like, you know, my dad, he wanted to burn Gotham to the ground. Like, that was the one guy who stopped him was Bruce Wayne, his greatest pupil. So I think a great idea is instead of just killing Bruce Wayne off the bat and then being able to take over Gotham is... I should probably pretend to be some rich philanthropist. We're going to build some energy thing with a nuclear bomb. I'm going to sleep with the guy, not kill him when we're sleeping next to each other. No, I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait until like nearly the end. And then I'm going to stab him with a knife and not really kill him. I'm going to leave that to my boyfriend to do. Like,
they tried to adapt so much in that one movie. They tried to adapt Nightfall. They tried to adapt Dark Knight. They tried to adapt
Dark Knight Returns.
No Man's Land.
Yes.
Dark Knight Returns. They tried to adapt Daughter of the Demon, like the Ra's al Ghul stuff. They tried to adapt like so much of this.
They also tried to throw in Robin into that.
Oh God, I hated that.
Oh God,
I hated that.
It was
that was the worst. That made me so angry.
And you know what's so funny is
you should use your legal name, Robin Blake. Stupid.
I'll tell you what's even more annoying is I read for the first time last year Batman The Long Halloween, which is now probably my favorite Batman graphic novel. And now, having read that, I go, it angers me even more that they killed off Two-Face in one movie. Because I'm like,
yeah,
man, he would have been and Aaron Eckhart was such a good choice. He would have been such a great villain for the third movie. And you could have had this great battle between the two guys who loved Rachel Dawes and that whole thing going into it. There would have been so much. But because Chris Nolan was like, oh, I don't think I'm going to do the next Batman movie, but I really like Two-Face, so I'm just going to shove him into the last act of this movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Because again, like, obviously, I grew up with Batman Forever and the animated series and stuff, so I've seen Two-Face be done. I like Tommy Jones, but I've seen him be done well in the animated show, but like reading that graphic novel and knowing that was like an inspiration for like Batman Begins, A Dark Knight, like it just angered me more, and I'm like, that should have been the third movie. And I like Tom Hardy as Bane, some cool fights, but like, man, that just would have been such a better. And again, you're coming off a movie that was trying to be a Michael Mann film, like, man, you could have had some like Manhunter vibes with him, like going around killing people and the coin, like all that. You could have had some real great psychological stuff. Like,
Christopher Nolan is not good with martial arts fights, and he's also not good with romance at all.
I don't know. I'll be honest. I actually like Rachel and Bruce in Batman Begins. I actually kind of like them in that.
Yeah, that's not really the one I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking more about the Talia thing.
That was well. And then you also awful. No, I'm sorry. Worse than that is then at the end of the movie, it's just like, so what? Selena Kyle is just your wife now? Like,
yeah,
all right, I guess.
I'm sad that we never got an Anne Hathaway Catwoman movie, though. I am sad about that because she was great in that role.
Yeah, she was really good. She and that was. It's funny. That was like having grown up with like her as like Princess Diaries and all that. It was like a cool, like, oh wow, she has this side of her as an actress. That's really awesome.
It would have been, you know what, it would have been cool if we actually had like a Nightfall adaptation, like a full-on Nightfall adaptation where you actually face the gauntlet of villains.
And this is the thing too, is Joseph Gordon-Levitt could have been a great Azrael. Could have been a great, like, you have him be the guy who takes up the mantle. Like, you have it be, instead of doing a trilogy, you have it be a quadrilogy. So you have, like, part one is Bane, and the back gets broken, and then you have Azrael at the end, and then you come back in the second movie, and Azrael is killing people and doing this, and Bruce has to build himself up, and you end that movie with him, like, standing up, like, over, Gotham, like, having taken his mantle back. Would have been spectacularly awesome and would have fit and also
would have fit, and they did do pretty decent Nightfall stuff. You also
still could have worked in like stuff from the first movie, like Why Do We Fall and like all that stuff. Could have worked that into a story of him having to rebuild himself and that whole idea of like what can Batman be, which is introduced in Batman Begins with Azrael is like. This is everything that I didn't want to be. And you could still have had Liam Neeson come back as... Imagine that, like, nightmare dream sequence to where, like, Ra's al Ghul is almost like, this is what I wanted you to be, Bruce. And he has to have that moment with his mentor of, like, this is not what I want to be. I'm not a killer. I'm not going to let Batman be that anymore. It would have been cool. It's true. Yeah, I mean, without Dick Grayson, it is...
I still think one of the funniest bits in Batman Begins is when that old lady comes up to him and goes, "Now, am I pronouncing this right? A Mr. Ra's al Ghul?"
Mr. Ra's al Ghul. And it's like, you're not Ra's al Ghul. Also, my favorite thing, too, is that, like, is the whole, like, League of Assassins, League of Shadows, and people get mad. I'm like, well, no, it makes sense because, like, let's be honest here. If it was called the League of Assassins, at the end of his training, when he had to assassinate a guy, it would have been weird if Bruce would have been confused that this is what these people do.
He would have been, like, so cool with it. Like, he would have just been like, well, that's what you're called.
It's like, well, also, it's just like, like, I represent the League of Assassins. Oh, I don't want to kill people, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, cool. Peace. Enjoy prison. Like,
yeah.
I mean, okay. Yeah. I had to be honest. I know for most people, Dark Knight is like the Batman Begins for me. That's my favorite of that trilogy. It's such a good. It's a movie that I know it's really weird to say, but like it has such a great understanding of the 3-act structure. Like Act 1 is it's the flashback. It's the training with Ra's. Act 2 is when he's trying to figure out who's Batman. What am I doing? Discovering Batman. And then Act 3 is the whole like my mentor, my father figure is now my enemy, like all this stuff. It's spectacular. And it's also, as Jason Inman would say, it's a comic book movie that actually has a little comic in it. Because I like the
Brock,
Dark
what
Knight.
were we talking about?
Yeah,
I'm
so sorry.
We
Brock.
were talking about James Gunn.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
James Gunn. So
I'll
what
just-
was he
I'll
talking?
just
Oh yeah,
mute.
The Rock.
Yes, The Rock initially. All right.
Yeah,
but
The Rock. Yeah. Anyway,
on from that. James Gunn on why Supergirl shows up. The main reason for Kara showing up is to show that Superman not only risked his life to go save a dog that was his dog that so many of us would do, but he was watching for a dog for someone else. The dog's a pain in his ass. He didn't want to do that to that dog. She's off being irresponsible. He doesn't want to watch it. He's having to save the world every 2 seconds, and even still, goes to the end of the world for that dog. For me, that's the most touching things in movies. Earlier, when Lois says it's just a dog, and he says, "Yeah, and it's not even a good one. He's probably scared." It just shows you the depths of empathy. I find that touching.
Mhm.
When you find out in the end, it's not even his dog. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
one of the best.
I love
10
that line
second
and
intros
how David delivered
of a
it is so
character.
fantastic. Where he's just like, "Yeah, he's not even a good dog, but he's alone and he's probably scared." And you're like, "Oh, like it's true." Like I was just watching my sister's dog today, and it's like, if she got kidnapped, she would be terrified. And it's like because they don't know.
No, they don't, and they just but yeah, I wanted to get that in. That little itty bit of that I thought was great. But
Mhm.
forgot about one of these stories I just saw that was in here. I completely fucking forgot existed.
Oh, God.
James Gunn says Clayface is going to be a complete horror film, which I appreciate. It's totally
Mhm.
different. It's not that's not a company style. Not every movie is going to be Superman, which I appreciate the living shit. out
Cool.
of.
I like
Yes.
the variety. Yeah.
September of next year.
Jeez.
Really?
Yeah.
Weird that we're gonna get a
Wow.
Clayface movie before we get a Batman.
Batman
I was about to say, yeah, that's
Batman DCU
interesting.
film. You know.
So I guess it's going to be horror because that's more of a horror like timeline. So I'm guessing it's going to be
Yeah.
a little bit lower budget.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
going to guess.
saying
Yeah.
like 45 million.
I mean, hey,
That's
look,
fair.
if you do it like a modern day Hammer film, that could really work.
Oh,
You know, like
I
I mean, like
that'd be
budget wise, like when
interesting.
you look at the Hammer movies, like they were kind of smart with their budgets, but they worked. I mean, they were good horror movies for the time.
mean,
You
Joker
do it with
made
that
it-
mentality, that'd be great.
You make it right. The Joker made $1 billion off of like 50.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And
And
that's
then
a
they
studio
didn't
movie,
do it
though,
again.
Brock. I mean,
Sorry.
Okay.
I can't. Taika Waititi is attached to direct a new feature take on Dread. Guy Pearce
Drew Pierce.
Drew Pierce, sorry, is tapped to write the script.
This honestly feels like trying to force a square peg into a round hole.
I did get
Yeah,
told by
I-
someone that some Dread comics are comedic. I've not read a damn Dread comic in my life. Is that true?
I don't know. I'll be honest. The Stallone
It's
movie is the only
satire.
Judge Dredd thing I know. So, I don't know.
It's satire, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's comedic. I don't
Yeah,
know that
exactly.
As soon as I heard it was Taika, I was like, I don't know that I love that idea.
Yeah,
Like
I
you can do
don't
like
know.
some more serious stuff, but it's like, well, hey, at least it's not that fucking Akira movie that's finally officially dead. Jesus Christ!
you say that.
Holy shit.
You say that. I don't see that thing ever dying. As long as
No,
people
Warner
say
Brothers said
the word.
officially they gave up. So
So,
If it's
someone-
happening, it's
someone
not
else
gonna
So
be
did
we're
that.
Warner
trusting
Brothers.
the word of Warner Brothers now.
Yeah, don't worry. The Batman directed by Ben Affleck is still coming out.
According to a certain group of people, it is.
They're the
Are-
same ones who think that Dwayne Johnson is one of the pillars of the DCEU.
Yes, we have a word for that. It's called mental illness.
Oh, that's mean to people with real mental illness.
It's also really true. Because that movie really, like, anyone who honestly thought that, like, Dwayne Johnson, Black Adam's gonna save it. Anyway, The
I got
Last of
some
Us.
nice real estate in Brooklyn for you.
Yeah. The Last of Us Season 3 is definitely planned for 2027. Craig Mazin is still working it out whether it'll be 2 more seasons or 1 more long season. It hasn't been decided yet. says Casey Bloys, chairman and CEO of HBO Max Content. As I think one of the only two people that played this, Kiona, you agree with me that they can make a full season out of Abby's part because it is longer than Ellie's.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think so. Are they going to do another season though, where it comes together, or is this like
that's
at the
what I'm
end of the
asking you
season,
in your
I
honest
wonder?
in your honest opinion? Because what they're going to do if they do 2 seasons, Abby,
Yeah.
everything after Abby's thing where they meet up at the theater from the
Mhm.
barn all the way through. I think there's enough to do the barn all the way through. Whether they
Yeah.
should for a full season or not, I don't know.
Didn't they say they were going to change the ending? But that was before Druckmann left.
They've said that they could change the ending.
Okay.
Or it's not
Okay.
going to be one for one exactly the exact ending, which
Hmm.
I don't know. People are mad that Ellie's a girl.
I wonder how they're
sometimes,
going to do in terms of ratings for season 3, considering that it's Abby's perspective, and I don't know that a lot of people are going to stick around for that.
Here's the thing. I'm more wondering on people's cognitive brain functions because at the end of that season,
No, I agree with you there.
she wakes up on a couch and it says 3 years earlier, and
Yeah.
they think it's a time jump forward.
Huh?
No, I said that wrong. That was one person. They go back in time. They say they see her waking up, and then it says 3 years earlier, and then a giant chunk of what I thought was cognitively okay people went, wait, was that whole last season just a dream?
Oh no.
They literally said 3 years earlier.
I haven't even watched this show, and I can even tell you from that small description that it's none of those things. It's what you call a flashback or just
what the thing is,
going
Matt,
back in the story.
in this season or in the game that they base it off of, they have
I
two
do. The funny
intersecting
thing
things.
is I've never played the game, but I do kind of know the story of the game, including what happens in the second game and the second season.
Yeah. So, like, what they do is they intersect at first with the 2, and then it's all Ellie, all Abby. So then when it goes back 3 years, it's not that big, but everyone's like, and I've seen articles from giant, actually important websites going, they made that a dream sequence. I'm like, you're a moron.
So, yeah, these are the same. I've seen these giant websites that wrote articles on, like, why Doc Brown made the time machine out of a DeLorean, even though he literally says in the movie, if you're going to make a time machine out of a car, why not do it with some style? And the stage still just, it's in the movie. I'm glad you wrote, like, a couple paragraphs in which the movie told you why.
In like a line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't worry, people didn't understand or comprehend that other people could be around when metahumans have been a thing for 300 years in Superman, so. Yeah, of course, I'm Rian, but all right. There was some minor things that, now that I'm looking back at them, weren't really the biggest thing we had to go over, was just minor comments, but
Yeah.
going on, I found this hilarious to where I think I would lose my license if I lived in the UK after reading this, so I had to bring it
Oh
up.
my God, for real though, right?
Emma Watson has been banned from driving in the UK for 6 months. She was going 38 and a 30, and it was her 4th driving offense in a 2-year span.
Oh no.
My favorite thing is people are like, man, that LA driving mindset got to her. And as someone who drives on Long Island,
30.
I understand that. Like, I don't drive like that, but I'm like, I can
30.
totally understand that. Like, it's,
8 miles over. My God.
Regularly drive 5. Like, what
Yeah,
are you
meanwhile,
doing?
like here, like
crazy.
you don't get a ticket unless you're going like 50 over the speed limit.
Yeah, like, I mean, cops, like it's funny because I have like family members who were police officers, retired, whatever, and like,
As do
you know,
I.
and they have friends. My godmother's daughter is married to a state trooper, like, and they've all said, like, they're like, yeah, if you're doing like 5 or 10 over, we're not gonna pull you over. Like,
No.
we're not, because you know what the thing is, when they pull somebody over and they give someone a ticket, that's paperwork, and they're like, their job, especially when you're on like a road, if you're doing road patrol like that, you wasting your time on that could possibly allow someone doing a like 70 in a school zone that you're not gonna stop. Like, so it's not worth their time.
No, it absolutely isn't.
Yeah, she got pulled over. That's it. It was probably the end of the month. They had to get those quotas up. That's what happened. My question is just like, do you think she pulled out the wand? It was just like, obliviate.
No, I think she was trying to tell him, no, it was 38 ova, not ova. Thank you. I came up with that in 2 seconds. I tried. I think if she would have pulled that on me as a cop, I would have let her go. She could.
Well, that's like, did you ever hear the Fluffy story about when he got pulled over? But him and his friends had the Bad Boys 2 soundtrack.
Yes.
And they blasted the cop's theme, and the cop was like, yeah, normally I give you a ticket, but I've been doing this job for like 26 years, and that's the hardest I laugh, so you're just getting a warning.
You can do a lot with a cop if you can prove that a cop you're not purposely being a dickhead, you can get away with quite a lot.
Well, also it was like, it wasn't an act, it was just like people speeding. Like it wasn't like a serious crime had been committed, but it was like the two hot girls got a ticket and he didn't get anything because he made him laugh.
Gotta do. Some people just need to get some pressure off of their day. All right, we have one thing before we get to the thing that's been on the banner there all day. Good old corporate synergy here. The WWE severance policy for employees receiving a month's pay for every year they've worked for the company is over, as they're completely now honored TKO's policy, which is instead of a month, is 2 weeks worth of severance pay for every year an employee has worked at the company. This was a major blow to the company morale among employees, especially since many of them are now tasked with responsibilities among WWE, EFC, and PBR, as opposed to just WWE, as they were to prior when Vince sold the company. So, TKO is just doing great all over the place with their freaking...
Yeah, they're doing fantastic.
But
the balance of power has shifted.
Yes.
But I'm sure that, street fight between Cody and Cena, that's gonna fix it.
Indeed. I haven't even been watching, honestly.
I watched SmackDown out of curiosity. I was like, I haven't watched for a while. And then I saw that, which, by the way, thank God, the shows are back down to 2 hours. But I was just tickled by that. I was like, yes. And then my one co-host was joking. So that way Travis Scott can do shenanigans in the streets. That's not a rules violation.
I think that that has finally been hopefully put to bed, because it's now having everybody coming out of the woodwork, wrestlers going that the main event was literally fucking ruined by that toothpick. It was. I can't remember what podcast he was on, but Drew McIntyre was on a podcast fucking livid about that Travis Scott horseshit. And then he was supposed to come out, and then R-Truth literally saved us from another fucking segment with that going on. And then apparently now reports are coming around that, shockingly, the guy who barely shows up and is the size of Downy toilet paper and has no wrestling experience isn't doing well in training because he's not there to commit to it. You mean to tell me The Rock got another guy who's not willing to commit to things? Fucking shocking!
Did he think he was also going to be a pillar of WWE?
I think he did, because he got to go out and, wear a title that he hasn't won and also isn't an active title in WWE, like a fucking 2-year-old being walked around Disneyland by his dad. Oh no! John Cena, the toughest man in history. Who's he gonna get to help him? A guy who I could snap in half.
I think John Cena is just like, yeah, this is how I saw my retirement tour going. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Remember the year before when Cody Rhodes took 19 spears, 2 Samoan spikes, a rock bottom.
I just wish,
and then he got hit in the head by Travis Scott.
Would be forced to go to a grocery store with Stone Cold. I would just like.
Yeah,
you and me too. Trust me. I with the entire locker
I wish
room.
Stone Cold would get on a little ATV and just run him over.
My favorite part about that, before we get on to the last thing, is that that person trying to sue Stone Cold.
Yeah,
here is the time frame in which that barricade got hit. Oh! And then they're like, no, we got Stone Cold. Here's the other visual. And then they show the guy's camera pointing The guy's here, the barricade's there. The barricade hits, doesn't move, and then the guy falls over a good 5 seconds later. Or woman, sorry. Like, that was your got him? You showed that he didn't hit you, and that you reacted like you were a Power Ranger. What did it...
Well, it's like Robin Williams' bit about soccer, to where it's just like, you know, the guys running around, they're like, oh my god, my leg, it's broken. Oh, nobody's around.
Oh, but nobody's around here, you guys. I'm
fine.
Don't worry. That is one thing, like, everybody, I love Robin Williams acting, I really do. I would piss myself laughing to Robin Williams doing stand-up.
He's, especially for like us who grew up with like him as the genie and like all this stuff. So like that was our introduction. The first time you listen to one of his stand-ups and he's like cursing doing this, it was not quite to the degree, but the same thing when you discover Bob Saget comedy specials. You're like, oh my god, these guys know dirty words. This is amazing.
Yeah,
Robin Williams is probably my favorite stand-up.
He's high up there. My favorite thing about is when he was a recovering alcoholic.
Earthquakes.
Yeah, when he was the recovering alcoholic, he's like, no, I'm a reformed alcoholic. I'm the same asshole. I just have less dents in my car. And then I realized I had to stop drinking when I woke up naked on the hood of my car with my keys on my ass going, no, it's just flooded. I'll be okay.
My favorite bit of his is still how golf was invented by the Scotsman. I'll tell you my idea for a game. I'm going to put a fucking ball in a gopher hole. And every time you miss, you feel like you're going to have a stroke. That's what we'll call it. Because every time you miss, you feel like you're going to fucking die. Oh, you do this, and I'll put the little flag to give you fucking hope. Oh, you do this one time.
Away.
Fuck no. 18 fucking times. Yeah, you just landed in Scotland. It's just like, oh, fuck, sorry. Yeah, boy, yeah. I'm sorry, what did you say? Oh, yeah, the fucking... It's my favorite bit. Me and my brother will still like quote it to each other all the time.
Not all of Robin's jokes hit, but he hits you with roughly 15 million of them in a single.
Well, and honestly, I think that's why Robin succeeded in the stand-up scene, is because he was so good at recovery. Because a lot of stand-ups can sometimes fail when like they have like what they think is the big hitter, and then when it doesn't hit, they're like, oh shit. Robin, like, if one of his big hitters didn't hit, he'd be like, fucking, I'll start doing a voice. I'll start doing the blah, blah, blah. And he just would be like, okay, I'll just roll with it. And that,
I love that when he guessed on, like, Who's Line. And then my other favorite one is, like, we're in California. We're living on, like, God's Etch-a-Sketch.
Yes.
It could be now, or it could be in 30,000 years.
That was the first celebrity death that, like, ever broke in my life, was when he died. Like,
there's something coming up that broke me just as hard.
Robin. Yeah.
But still, that was insane. Like the whole like world stuff, because like ABC like cut in, like it was one of the few times, because I was with my mom at the time, that I heard her like audibly gasp.
Well, I think it's just like one of those things. It's just like, obviously this is not the place to get into, but like it wasn't like obviously he was sick, but like we all didn't know that it was not one of those, oh, unfortunately, he had cancer, and it was how he went, was not how any of us wanted Robin Williams to go. And I think it wasn't just, oh, Robin Williams died, it was how Robin Williams died. Like when Sean Connery died, it was like, okay, he was 90, he was okay, it was like Robin was just like, but if anything, I think out of darkness comes light. His death did shine a light on mental illness more, and had a lot more people think about, like, and again, you just listen to stuff he said. One of my not favorite quotes, and that it's great, but as someone who struggles with depression, like, the funniest people in the world are often the saddest. They're just trying to make people laugh because they know what it's like to feel like shit. I know I'm paraphrasing the quote, but it's just like, and that you look at his whole career and all the stuff he struggled with, you're just like, yeah, that's what he was doing, was just trying to make people happy. Because he knew what it was like to feel like crap. Amazing.
Yeah.
I miss him.
Right. Moving on to something that made no one happy. I'm going to be really honest. I often don't get pissed about the hardships of certain internet celebrities because a lot of them can cry into stacks of cash. But I'm going to be really honest. Seeing a person who I am a unbelievably giant fan of because of in their situation, they should not be anywhere near as cheerful, as lively, as bubbly, and as hopeful about the world as they are. Ironmouse is the person I barely knew existed before she got her award at the Game Awards, which a bunch of people got pissed off. And then I read more into her story and found out about her situation, that she is immunodeficient and that she basically, as of just recently, was able to like leave the room she was in and like walk around. She was like telling a funny story about her parents forgot that all the stuff was up on the higher shelves and they needed to lower it because she's like 4'10". So like that was a big step to be able to leave her fucking room. And for those that don't know about her, she originally started VTubing because she wanted to try streaming to try and make friends. And she did VTubing because she can't work out because of illness and she streams and don't. Umbriana, I'm going to get into that. Trust me. She can't do any of this. And she tried VTubing because she's hooked up to machinery. She doesn't want people to see her with like tubes and other stuff in her. And she's very big on her privacy and all this. So she tried VTubing. And then after a while of like getting really good at it and like just because of her bubbly personality and just how outward she is with people and how natural she was at it, she got approached by this place called Bishojo, which like Hololive and a couple other things is this place that where, for people that don't know, doing VTubing is fucking expensive. Paying for the rigs and keeping it all maintained and all that takes a lot. So then Bishojo was this one that was supposed to be the bastion of all this cool stuff to where if like for certain VTubing places, you need to make up a whole new personality, a whole new all this. For this one, it was, you get to come with us. If you leave, you keep to maintain your rights to everything. We're the good people that do the stuff and don't fuck you over. And then she got pushed to the face of this company and basically became the biggest VTuber on the planet. Very, very fast. And over the course of time, her and this other guy, Connor, who might literally be an actual angel for how much he's done for her. Like, he'll take her around on an iPad around cons to meet fans because she doesn't get to go out and do this other stuff. With these cyclothons and stuff, they've raised well over $4 million for the Immunodeficiency Fund. And then this person, this bubbly outward person, I see upload a video that says she's leaving Bishojo. I'm like, okay, what the heck happened? And this person, who is literally is the epitome of just being a cartoon character. She's so boisterous, she's so loud, she's so this. I see talking like a shot and wounded animal. Like barely can even get up the gumption to talk, and you can literally hear her bawling her eyes out as she's talking. One of the most happiest people that I've seen come out of one of the shittiest situations of what her life is and what she has to deal with. Talking about how, she doesn't specify the amount that has been taken from her, but it's well to be assumed it's in the hundreds of thousands that Bishojo just hasn't been paying her, among with other people. And then you come to find out that how she did her charity drives, which for some that don't know, this last subathon she did, she got well over 200,000 subs on it and became for a little bit before Kai took it back, the most subscribed to person on Twitch. And because she really likes her privacy and her anonymity, when she sends these payments through her Twitch for charity, it goes through the Shoujo so that it goes through them and then gets deposited out through there. She then finds out that they raised over $500,000 during this. She knew that, but then that they just never sent the payment. They just kept it. And that they're also not paying other creators. And then eventually, she, being a person who's not normally that courageous and kind of like fearing for things, said, fuck it, I'm quitting. I'm going to get lawyers and I'm going after them. And I'm telling everyone what the fuck they did. And after she finally got up and did all this, within 24 hours, everyone on the English side of Bishojo left and everyone on the Japanese side of Bishojo left. Literally every talent they had left the company. After she got up and finally stood up to them, they came out of the fucking woodwork there was actor Kason has not been paid by them since last September.
Wow.
Which, by the way, should we play the clip?
Oh, well, play the clip. Put the context up of what the clip is first, say.
Okay, so this is from earlier today. Which, by the way, Kason actually quit live on stream. Yeah, it's great. Like the whole thing context, but this line specifically. So she's talking to like the Japanese CEO of V Shoujo, which, let's be honest, like he's more like middle management. Like he, and like you could, as you will hear in his voice, like he's slowly realizing, oh, fuck. Do I not have a job? Like, the realization in real time is incredible.
Oh, yeah.
So, like many others, she's asking, yo, where's my money at?
Then where is it? Where is it? I want it now. Oh. Did you just die?
So we have that, and then I can share these, but I don't think you guys are going to be able to see these worth of shit. But I can share these. They have a transcript of what happened during this live, and essentially we have the guy talking, Makino. Today, Ironmouse released a video, I'm leaving Vishoujo. She said, like you, she is owed money for Vishoujo, and that there is money meant for a charity Vishoujo did not pay on her behalf. Makino said, amounting over $500,000 US dollars. Kason goes, put simply, that is embezzlement, isn't it? Makino goes, embezzlement, ... Well, the question becomes, where did the money go, right? Makino goes, that's true. I believe it may have been used for operational costs. Kason goes, I have not received any money from Vishoujo starting September of last year, though. Does that operational cost refer to staff salary then? And then can we call it embezzlement? Maybe about the donation money? Makino goes, of course, I can only speak at the movement of money in the Japanese branch. Makino goes, the amount of JP has been much lower than the English. Did you say that Vishoujo Japanese itself was doing good? Yes. Makino, you haven't paid me. That's what it says on the main company's finance book, huh? Wait, so you know the Japanese talents were not getting paid yet? Yes. That's not doing good then. For context, Japanese does not handle the finances on their own. Makino, we're doing good comparing the money coming in than going out. I quit Vishoujo today. Huh? I was planning to do it on the 31st. I'm doing it today. I quit. This is very wrong. I understand. You're telling me you could have paid me. Makino, yes. Then where is the money? I want it now. ... Did you just die? So essentially, live on air, this VTuber calls in the Japanese CEO of that branch, drags him in front of 10,000 people, I think, and then goes, so you could have paid us this entire time and just chose not to. Yes. I quit. And then within days, everyone had taken Vishoujo out of their info.
This within 24 hours. Like, this just happened yesterday.
Yeah, and then the only thing that took a little bit longer, and I did not know this, which I was wondering because they took the info out but still had the Vishoujo thing, they had to wait for someone from Vishoujo to release it from their Twitter because somehow they can't do it themselves. The person who affiliated them had to do it on their end. So now I'm going to just on average, each one of these VTubers has around 1 million viewers that bring cash in, 1 million subs. Iron had 2. They lost 16 overall people. So that's 20 million subs worth of stuff pumping money into that. It's crazy.
And one of them was and I forgot she was affiliated because I'm not too big in the VTuber states, but Ama Lee was on it. Ama Lee's been a content creator for
18
a
years.
while. Not only that, because she's also in Dress Up Darling, and that just released a new season now.
Yeah, I was terrified that Ama wasn't going to be able to get out because she literally just signed with them 4 months ago. And then she said, no, I terminated the contract, which sounds like she might have had to pay to get out. I don't know if that's for sure, but yeah, that's they also, there was another thing that someone came up on that if I can find it here. What was the context here? Vishojo had to cancel upcoming debuts of other people who auditioned for the past years due to financial issues. It's getting more embarrassing and pathetic than ever. Why were you hosting auditions for people to join your company if you can't pay the talent you currently have? But now we show all this other stuff because, you know, it sucks. But there is one silver lining in all this. And when I tell you that some of the most cheekiest messages ever known to man were put in some of these, I believe it's higher now, but within 24 hours, people raised that money back.
It's as of right now, it's $707,000, and I actually donated a little while ago.
I'm
That's
going to be
amazing.
I'm going to be donating when I get paid this next Friday. This is unreal. And for those that want to know, I'm going to put it here. That link is to the Tiltify for Ironmouse through to the Immunodeficiency Foundation. It'll go directly to them. There's no stupid ass third person company, whatever. It will go directly to them. And if you want to donate, God, please donate. This is literally a company that helped keep this streamer that donates to it alive. People don't realize how nice their lives are sometimes. Like, they'll go, like, yeah, Ironmouse is loaded. You do all this. She can't leave her fucking room and she's attached to machinery.
Right. I mean, if anything, like, this is like paying for all of her medical expenses so she can live.
Yeah,
Because I'm pretty
absolutely.
sure Ironmouse is American or like if Puerto Rican.
She's
like,
Puerto Rican, yes.
right, but I'm like, you know how our healthcare system is.
Oh, absolutely. And like, it's the thing that Connor got on about when Connor fucking went off on one today, which I don't blame him. Like, if you fire an able-bodied person, they can go get another job. She can't leave her fucking house. And you're gonna dump her on her ass and take her money from her? Like, I am not a violent person. If I saw anyone from Vishojo, I'd fucking kill them. And I've never even met Ironmouse in my life. That is unbelievable. They talk about corporations being evil, and don't worry, most of them are. A, you embezzle money from a person who can't leave their fucking house and is attached to machinery for their entire life, but then you embezzle $500,000 from a charity?
It's like, it's so fucked, especially in her case, you know, like anonymity, but for her, like, she kind of has to, because like I'm sure there's stalkers around. Like, if they figure out like who she is and her address, like, how the fuck is she supposed to defend herself?
Absolutely. And it's just, you talked about, and there was other things going on where there's other reports coming out now where there was an employee there that literally got his rocks off on trying to dox these people that were in Vishojo just so he knew their secrets.
Jesus Christ.
What is wrong with people?
I don't fucking know. Like, but that
It's just an extension of, you know, just being a woman on the internet in general. And like, here's the thing that gets me about this. Like, if you've been around women, you know, we all kind of like move in packs. Like, we all like work as a collective hive.
You do.
Did they not think that these women weren't going to text to each other to like say, hey, did you get paid in the private group chat? No? Huh. That's weird. I didn't get paid either. Did they not think that they were going to figure it out?
Or that if you push the person, this is essentially like back in the day, the Yankees going, yeah, Jeter, we're just not going to pay you. Hopefully you don't leave.
Yeah, to be surprised that you haven't paid someone since last September and they quit, it's like, well, wouldn't you? Because it seems like this is a deal that's only working out for one of us.
Oh, it is. And the thing that kept a lot of them in was they were hoping that someday they could get their stuff back. That was all that kept a lot of them there. And when they saw that Mouse was losing that much money and just saying, fuck it, they're like, we're not losing as much as her. We're not staying here. I've never had more satisfaction watching a company crumble in front of itself in my entire life.
And the fact that they're an American company, like, people might actually go to jail.
Yeah, this is not some of that you get away with and you could just change out copyright laws. Yes, fucking Nintendo, I'm looking at you. This is legit shit.
Oh yeah, no, there's. I bet you. I don't
And
really
the
notice
fact
that.
it's an
Like there
American
are
company
lawyers
that
contacting
involves an American
Ironmouse,
citizen.
being like, please give us all this information because like they're gonna go in and they're gonna and believe me, if they probably did not cover their tracks well enough to where this is not the only stuff they're doing, and it's all gonna come out of a courtroom, and you're gonna have to pay people and
Yeah, well, no,
probably
there's definitely more
serve
shit
some time,
because
like
Probably.
Mouse's original 11-minute video, she said this is what her legal team said that she could say.
Could say.
So what is can't she say?
Yeah, she was allowed to mention the $500,000 they embezzled from a charity.
yeah. So what if that's your legal team saying you're allowed to talk about that? It's like, yeah, what else is gonna come out about this? It's just,
I don't know.
It's insane. And you know what it is, the sad thing about like these people always think they're gonna get away. I mean, this goes all the way back to, you know, Gordon Gekko, like the Wall Street stuff. It's just like these, or Jordan Belfort, like these guys who just like these stories of just like they do this stuff, and then how does it end? It ends with house arrests and jail. It's like they don't actually get away because unfortunately, eventually you're gonna anger the wrong person. You're gonna anger the people who are too smart, or in some cases, you anger the people who are married to, or their brother-in-law is a lawyer or something, and you tell them something, they go, that doesn't sound right. Can I look at these papers? Yeah, this is illegal.
Yeah, or they could get you for something as simple as tax evasion.
Al Capone. Yep, like
exactly.
I'll see the Untouchables. Like
yes,
I have to watch it later, but apparently Charles did a follow-up video with
he did.
CEO confrontation.
And I can't.
I mean, guys,
can't
look,
wait.
there was that episode of the New Adventures of Batman. Joker didn't fear Batman. He didn't fear Superman. He feared the IRS.
Yep.
You
Like
think I'm
you
going to mess with the
should.
IRS? No, thank you. All right. I didn't really want to have two horribly bad situations in a row, but there is one that I forgot to put on here, and I'm blanking on his name. The Huxtable son from the Cosbys.
Malcolm Jamal Warner.
Oh, yeah.
Malcolm Jamal Warner. I don't know him from anything else.
He was in 911 recently.
Oh, was he? Okay. Yeah.
He played the guy who killed like Athena's like first husband, and then the crazy bullshit with the plane.
Okay. But apparently he passed from drowning. I mean, nobody needs to die, but like that just... I hope, like, just prayers for his family. That fucking sucks.
Yeah, and young too. It's I never watched the Cosby Show. I'm sure he's been an actor for a while. I'm sure I've seen him in something. But yeah, it's just you hear those stories and it's just like, man, no one should go that way. Like that's
No.
awful.
Yeah,
No, I mean
54 is way too young.
No, that's
And it just sucks that, you know, not any of his fault that the Cosby Show's like whole legacy is, but it is really such a groundbreaking show that it's kind of unfortunate that it's marred. But what that show like did is still like incredible, and he was such a talented actor, and it's a shame that because obviously if he was taking a morning swim, he knew what he was doing, but apparently this beach in Costa Rica, and this has been a problem in Costa Rica for a while, that this beach in particular is notorious for like rip currents, and they've been working on signage to go to the beach. But this is just a PSA for anyone. If you are going to open swim, do it in a place with a lifeguard station, because that shit can go from 0 to like deadly in like 5 seconds.
And pay attention to the flags. Pay attention to the flags. Read this. They have the signs. Make sure if it's a red flag, just don't even get in the water.
Yep.
But also,
No.
thank you. I'm not even going to be able to. Umbreon. I don't. Yeah.
Umbreon.
See, right there. He he played Shirley's ex-husband in Community.
There we go.
Was like, I
Oh,
knew he
that's
was in
right.
something. I knew
Yes.
he probably was in
Absolutely.
something I
That's
saw, and
right.
Community is one of my favorite TV shows, so
Oh, yeah.
thank you for that.
Yes. Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
a great asshole in that show for what he did to Shirley. But he played it exactly how he was supposed to.
Absolutely.
Just like everyone on that show was perfectly cast.
I don't wait. I can't think of the freaking actor's name now. He was also in DuckTales, the new one.
Danny Putty.
Danny Putty.
Yeah.
Danny Putty, that freaking interview he does
Oh,
with Larry
Larry
David.
David.
He's
He's
like,
like,
I don't know,
I'm
like
on
jet?
a
DuckTales.
plane or something. Larry, I'm on DuckTales.
DuckTales.
One of the greatest lines.
I don't know,
in any
just
interview.
like coffee.
I
I like a good cup of coffee. Coffee. That's not really a
he
luxury.
was also so good on Mythic Quest.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he's oh my god, he's so good on Community. It's like
yes,
and new DuckTales as well.
yes.
I
could have
show-
been Turbo.
Well, that was that him or was that
No, that
Ben
wasn't him.
Schwartz?
But that's
That
one of
was
my
Ben
favorite.
Schwartz.
That's Ben Schwartz.
That-
This is one of my favorite lines.
That so like I grew up with the Duck. I didn't so much watch the show, but I owned the DuckTales movie, and me and my siblings used to watch that. So that, and I remember when the new one came out, people were like, "Oh, it's probably even better than the original." I was like, "Nah, we'll see." And then I started watching it. It was like, "Oh my god, it's so much
It's so good.
better." Like David
It's so
Tennant as Scrooge McDuck is so freaking good, and it's
and also
Dude,
like
and
the
then they-
freaking T-Pain song that like, which by the way, getting licensed music in animation is like surprisingly hard.
well, and then they get Don Cheadle to be the voice of Donald Duck.
I know.
Like that's amazing. Oh my god. And yeah, and all the stuff with the mom and everything. And it's such a and they also took a character that nobody liked from the original and made her like some people's favorite character with Webby.
Hmm.
Like immediately you're like, "Oh my god, I love Webby."
Yes.
It's such a good show. It really is.
All right. We unfortunately have to bring the mood down a little bit.
Cool.
I will say, I am very happy that they got to do that concert. But yeah, Ozzy Osbourne has passed away at 76.
Yeah, this one really hurt to hear, and we know he's been going through like illnesses as far back as like 2019, and that's on top of all of the drugs and the crazy shit he's been doing throughout
The
his
80s.
entire career.
Yeah.
But let me just tell you, like, I haven't watched like all the episodes, but the Osbournes is fucking hilarious, and like the fact that there were so many copycats, like goddamn, like Family Jewels, you know, the freaking Hulk Hogan show, but it wasn't the Osbournes. And like the beautiful thing about the Osbournes, other than like just like this random one-liners, is that they were so like dysfunctional, but they were like endearing and like relatable.
Yes.
Mhm.
My honest favorite parts of Ozzy, other than like his music, obviously, like his random movie cameos, freaking Little Nicky, his random pop up, and I think it's Austin Powers 2.
Yeah, I want to say it's too, yeah.
Boobs, Ozzy. They're fucking boobs.
I don't know. I still remember middle school when it was like, I think it was like World of Warcraft or something. Used
Yes.
to promote
Oh my
it.
god, I remember that.
And it was just
Oh,
like,
I was
I'm the
about
fucking
to bring
Prince
that
of
up.
Darkness. And then just cuts to him like in the game, and like about to get hit by like a beam. He's like, Sharon.
That's right. I forgot all about.
Well, there was also that great episode of Cribs to where Ozzy decided he didn't want to be on camera. And so you just see him in the background on the couch, like every time the camera crew comes in.
I'm trying to remember. There's one specific episode of the Osbournes where he's like telling his cat to fuck off because it was on the counter. I don't remember what it was, but he just gets so pissed at his cat for being within like 10 feet of him. He just goes
I'll be
off.
honest, like I'm not like a heavy metal person at all. Like Huey Lewis and the News is my favorite band, so I'm not into heavy metal at all. But like I loved him as a personality,
Yeah.
and like him and Sharon and their kids, like
Mm.
like you could tell like there was so much love like in that family. Like yeah, they were weird and yeah, they had their moments, but like especially like Ozzy and Sharon, like there was so much love between those two. You know, that's I feel for them. You know, because it's that thing of just like he, like you guys said, he was dealing with so much illness. It's so hard to watch the people that you love just.
No, I mean, the
hate to
fact
use
that he
the word,
made it
but
to
deteriorate.
76,
Yeah.
like
That's honestly, my mom said that when I told her, and she was like, I mean, given all the stuff he did, 76 is pretty amazing. Like,
Oh,
honestly.
yeah.
but
though,
at like the same time, it's like Ozzy Osbourne, and he was like one of those figures like you don't think can ever die. Like he's done all this drugs and crazy shit. He's been like
Mhm.
resuscitated like 5 times. So I'm like, at this point, he's immortal. Like he can't die, right?
Yeah. Well, and
That's honestly what I was thinking for the longest time until like the last 5 years or so, when I kind of had to start mentally preparing myself for the day.
well, and that's the great thing is for his fans that I got to do that farewell tour. Because
Oh, absolutely.
unlike Michael Jackson, who was prepping for his comeback tour and then died, like at least for Ozzy Osbourne fans, they got to see his last
I mean,
concerts,
part
you
of
know?
it,
Like,
I
that's
think
great.
he knew, and that's just how he wanted to go out.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
if you're
wouldn't-
gonna go out like that, that is just one of the best ways to do it.
Yeah, just like, and yeah.
Oh, there is a quote here that I can do that just randomly popped that someone just sent me on Facebook. When I do go, I don't want there to be morbid fucking crying people. I want people to celebrate my life. Get me in the ground as soon as you can. You can cry all you want, but I ain't coming back. I don't think there are any fucking return tickets.
So, and you know what's funny? I heard that in his voice saying that. There's no fucking return tickets. Like, but
Yes,
you know
that
what?
was from
That's
Playboy.
honestly like like that just shows someone who
I don't.
he had accepted it. Like he was just like, look,
Oh yeah.
put me in the fucking ground. Like it's gonna happen. You know, just celebrate who I was. Like, and that's great. You know.
And that actually is something that Nick and I are planning to do eventually. We are going to do a celebration of Ozzy Osbourne and the legacy that
I thought
he
Mike
left
was getting
behind.
even darker. It was like that's how I plan to go. I plan to just be like, put me in the fucking. I was, geez, Mike.
Hey man.
Oh, Ghost Pringle. If that's true, I kind of actually that.
Well, I
that'd be
wouldn't
nice.
doubt it. Like,
Yeah.
I know he had to sit down towards the end of that concert. I wouldn't doubt that after it was all done, they were kind of just aware that it was gonna be one of these.
Yeah, it was time. It's just like, you know, let's just go to a beach. Let's just sit. Let's just, you know, you know, and whatever your last day is, we'll be together. Like,
That's what I would want.
yeah. I mean, if you're in that position to be able to do that, like, yeah. Because I mean, I've had the positions of, you know,
I
losing
mean, if you're
family
in the
members.
hospice, I mean, like, no one wants to be tied up to tubes or anything.
Yeah, no, I mean that was, you know, when my grandfather, that was one of the reasons why they made the decision to do what was in, because they knew he didn't want to live with an oxygen tank for the rest of life and all this stuff. It's just sometimes it's just better for them to just go peacefully into into the night.
We were talking about this earlier, and I just got sent this. So we want to have something.
Oh,
Aww.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And I mean, we were talking about Ron Williams earlier. There's people like Ron Williams, Sean Connery. Like, the great thing is that generations from now are still gonna know him, know his music because of the Osbourne show. They're gonna know his personality, and like that's almost like that's great. That like, and Ozzy Osbourne was such an icon that like he's gonna live on. People are still gonna know him. There's gonna be some 17-year-old 40 years from now who is still dressing up as him for Halloween, going Sharon, and that's great.
I saw someone make a comment about like during Osbourne like Mania, there's like birthday cards and Spencer's where it would sing happy birthday, but Ozzy would forget the words and call out for Sharon.
Sharon, what are we doing? When we do bloody I don't fuck it.
I think that is the That might be the best fucking birthday card idea I have ever heard.
That's actually amazing.
Sean!
What's the words to the song? It's
What?
Happy Birthday.
Day.
Oh, no, happy birthday.
Yeah, that's the song. What are the words to it?
Words to it. Happy birthday.
Day.
Is there a fucking cave in here? Do I hear a fucking echo? I'm sorry about Ozzy Osbourne. Just kind of became Christian Bale at the end there.
Jesus Christ. Oh man, if those exist, I need to get one just to have one. That
That's like when I
especially
gave
if
my-
the stupid recording works.
That's like when I gave my brother for his birthday 2 years ago. It was it's just a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger with the thumbs up, and the caption of the card is just, "He's a god, you son of a bitch."
That's pretty good. It's like, and the other thing too is that I don't know, like, I believe there's probably going to be more actual like covers and stuff now. One of my favorite rap songs of all time covers Crazy Train. It's "Let's Go" by Trick Daddy. That song is amazing. For anyone who hasn't heard it, it uses the beginning part that every kid that was born in 2000 knows about Crazy Train, but forgets the rest of that song exists.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, oh man, now I'm thinking about when Crazy Train hits in that freaking Ghost Rider movie, the very first one, right before he jumps all the tour buses. Crazy Train, god damn, I need to go listen to that. All right, that's enough for one. Let's get on. No, I'm not leaving that. That can stay up there. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on various social media sites at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can follow Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Blue Sky at Renegade Pop Culture. You can also find us here on YouTube, on Podchaser. Consider supporting our Patreon at patreon.com/Renegade Pop Culture. Listen to all of our podcasts on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen. And last but not least, everything can be found at renegadepopculture.com. You can escape, so do we.
Bree?
Hi. Again, I'm still stuck in the birthday card. You can find me on Blue Sky at crazylemur.bsky.social. I am also on Instagram at lemurs1. Latest episode of Lake Crap is out on your favorite streaming platforms. It's of the 2023 Sharktopus remake, and then we are also having a new episode coming out on August 1st, where Gio and I lose our minds watching The Apple, which is quite literally the worst musical ever made. And I've watched a lot of things. I could definitively say that it is the worst.
And it's worse than Amelia Perez, which literally made me redo the setup for my headset for this fucking computer.
You said she who shall not be named.
It's still here. Don't worry. It's all attached. It's working. Matt, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Kearns_Matthew. If you use the Blue Sky, it's just Kearns Matthew, because heaven forbid I'd be able to use an underscore, so I could just easily market myself everywhere. Thanks a lot, Blue Sky. You can find me on YouTube in two places. The first is Matt Movie 611, and the second place is Take Free Productions. Over there, I do my own podcast with my buddy Abe Flores. It's called Simple Tricks and Nonsense. It's actually, if you like this show and you actually kind of like hearing the stupid things that come out of my mouth, Abe says even worse things. It's just the two of us, so it's a lot of fun. New episode should be coming out probably next month. But yeah, thank you guys for having me back, and I can't wait to see you in the next 48 episodes.
It'll be sooner than that. Kiona, where can everybody find you?
You can find me on the Twitter at Neoplasmic24, also on Instagram and Threads at Neoplasmic81, and also on Blue Sky and Twitch at Neoplasmic.
Nice. You can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mainly on Twitch and YouTube. If you are interested in Ghost of Yote, I'm doing a giveaway on October 2nd. All you need to do is be subscribed and watching. Yes, Manny, I'm looking at you. You actually need to be in the podcast, or I'll re-roll it and forget your ass. If you like cosplays and conventions and such, you can go over to my Instagram over at Organoid Zero, and if anyone somehow listening to this is going to be at 2DCon, that will be the next one that I'm cosplaying at, so yeah. All right, until next time, we will see you all later. Fuck for shoujo. Bye!
Bye!